From pretty much the present, this is your host, Adam Graham, welcoming you to a week of old-time radio detective podcast from 2013. Because these podcast episodes are quite old, offers and information contained in them are not valid unless they are reflected on our website at greatdetectives.net. Now enjoy a week of podcasts from our archives at the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. Welcome to the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham. If you have a comment, email it to me, box13 at greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives and become one of our friends on Facebook, facebook.com/Radio Detectives. I did want to remind you as we get started that one way you can support the show is when you're making your summer travel plans, remember to go to JohnnyDollarAir.com. And JohnnyDollarAir.com is a Priceline affiliate. And if you do find the best deal on your travel there and purchase through there, a portion of that goes to support the show. So enjoy the flexibility of Priceline, able to choose from great published specials, or name your own price and support the program. Well, now we're going to head on out to the Chesapeake Bay for today's episode of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. It's time for the Chesapeake Fraud Matter.
From Hollywood, it's time now for Bob Bailey as
Johnny Dollar.
Hi. Pat Kelleher, Universal Adjustment Bureau.
Good to hear your voice, Patsy. Thought you were transferred to Baltimore.
That's where I am. Say, John, can you handle one for me?
What kind of one?
It's a life and accident policy Eastern Fidelity paid off 5 years ago. A man named John Reardon was the insured party. He died in 1950. Wife was a beneficiary. It's a crazy one.
Well, go on.
Eastern wants us to look into the matter QT. One of their officers has reason to believe Reardon is still alive.
Why would he think that?
Because he saw him 2 days ago.
I'll get the first plane.
Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Universal Adjustment Bureau, Baltimore, Maryland. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Chesapeake fraud matter. Expense account item 1, $22.75. Plane fare and incidentals, Hartford to Baltimore. I arrived at 3:15 in the afternoon at Friendship International Airport. It was a cold, gray day. I took a cab directly to Pat Kelleher's office.
Good to see you, John.
He was 10 pounds heavier. Outside of that, he looked swell.
We'll have to have dinner once a week, my wife. Where are your bags? You didn't go to a hotel.
I checked my stuff at the airport, Patsy. I didn't know how long I'd be here. Over the Alleghenies on the plane, I got to thinking about the number of alive but dead reports I've investigated at one time or another. They happen all the time, but they never pan out.
Yeah, well, this one isn't like that, John. Sit down.
Thanks.
You know, when a man like Paul Holmes, chairman of the board for Eastern Fidelity, not to mention vice president of 2 oil companies and 1 construction company, when he romps in here and says somebody's still alive, it's supposed to be dead, we got to listen to him.
Sure you do, Pat. It's your job.
Your job now. Holmes claims he not only saw Reardon, but talked to him. I'll go into that later. Policy was issued in 1944.
Mm-hmm.
My wife's a beneficiary.
Yeah. Elizabeth Jane Reardon, $10,000.
20, John. Double indemnity on the accident clause.
Oh. Well, look, I'll look at this stuff later. Maybe you better tell me about that first.
Okay. John Reardon was lost in a boat accident out on Chesapeake Bay.
When?
August 13th, 1950. There were 4 people in the party. They went out for the afternoon on a power cruiser, and the thing exploded in the middle of the bay.
Oh, yeah, I may have read about it. Was there a man named Sharpston involved?
Yeah. Sharpston owned the boat. He and his wife were aboard, and another man named Blaine.
Did all of them go down?
That's right. They recovered Mr. and Mrs. Sharpston's body and Blaine's. They never found John Reardon.
What caused the explosion?
No explainable reason. It was never determined.
Oh, there's always a reason.
Yeah, well, that probably blew up with the boat, too. As it happened, we conducted the investigation for Atlantic States Limited. They held the insurance on the Sharpstons and the boat. These are our findings in the matter. We found no reason for Atlantic not to honor the claim made by Sharpston's estate.
Mm-hmm. How about the other man who was killed, Blaine?
His case was adjusted by another company.
So that leaves us John Reardon.
Yeah. About a month after the accident, his wife filed claim for payment. Our investigation was ended by then. We notified the insurance commission of the circumstances of his death and requested a judgment.
Routine. Did it go through all right?
Yeah. The appellate court declared John Reardon legally dead after the required 3-year waiting period. Pretty standard when there's no body.
Sure.
Eastern honored the claim and paid Mrs. Reardon $20,000. So, that's about it.
Except that now somebody thinks he's alive.
Not just somebody. Paul Coombs.
Yeah. And if that's so, Eastern's been swindled for $20,000. Tell me about the beneficiary.
Miss Reardon?
Mm-hmm.
Nice woman. Met her a couple of times. She didn't need money, I can tell you that much.
Oh?
Yeah, worth over $200,000. Never married again.
You say she didn't file her claim until a month after the accident.
That's right.
She ever give any reason for waiting that long?
Well, she was pretty broken up about it. The money wasn't important particularly. Maybe she just forgot.
Pat, I've got a question.
What's that, John?
How can you forget $20,000? Expense account item 2, $10, for drinks I had with Pat Kelleher while we talked some more about the Reardon case. At 7 o'clock that night, I had on a fresh shirt and a press suit. They seemed to impress Paul Coombs, vice president, chairman of boards, etc.
Dollar?
That's right, Mr. Coombs. Universal adjustment.
Oh, yes, of course. Come in. I talked with Mr. Kelleher there. He sent you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Oh, yes. I recall your name now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we can sit here, Mr. Dollar. Now, you hear about John Reardon, of course.
That's right.
I'm glad they sent a man like you. I'm glad you're the one who's going to look into it.
You puzzle me, Mr. Coombs.
No, I don't. And that's a compliment to your perceptive abilities, young man. As a matter of fact, you're here because you're only curious about me. You want to have a look at the man who thinks he saw John Reardon alive, right?
I suppose so.
You don't believe he is alive?
I didn't say that.
I admire your caution. I'm glad you're the one who's going to look into it because, well, John Reardon was a close friend of mine.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, I knew him for a number of years. And Mrs. Reardon. He was a fine, sensitive man. I'm sure you'll know how to handle him when you meet him.
You sound very certain that I will meet him, Mr. Coombs.
There's no doubt in my mind about that. 3 nights ago at the Brown Palace Hotel in Denver, Colorado, I saw John Reardon. I walked up and spoke to him. I talked with him for 15 or 20 minutes. I know it was him.
He didn't admit it.
He denied it completely. He told me his name was Frank Bauer and that he had lived in Denver ever since the war.
Frank Bauer?
Yes. I was so certain it was John Reardon, I insisted. He laughed at me, seemed good-natured about it, even bought me a drink.
I see.
I asked him where he had lived before Denver. He said something about Toledo.
Uh-huh.
I asked him if he'd gone to college there. He told me he'd gone to Ohio State. He told me he was an engineer, a mining engineer. Everything he told me seemed plausible and reasonable, except that all the time I knew he was lying. I knew his name wasn't Frank Bowers. That was John Reardon.
How did you leave it with him?
Well, the whole thing unnerved me somewhat. I'm afraid I looked like rather a fool. I simply caught my limousine out of the airport and came back here to Baltimore.
Did you get his address in Denver?
No.
Any of his business connections, anything like that?
No.
Was he alone when you met him?
There was no one with him. At the bar, he even ordered his drink the way John always ordered it. You know, like this.
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot of people make that signal for 2 fingers of bourbon.
Wore clothes the same way, too.
Have you spoken of this matter to anyone outside of Pat Kelleher?
No. I thought it should be looked into before I called up Elizabeth.
Elizabeth?
Elizabeth Reardon, John's widow.
Oh, yes.
It'll do no good bothering her just now.
I'm afraid she'll have to be bothered.
Why? Can't you investigate the information I've given you without upsetting everyone?
With this kind of information, somebody's bound to get upset. Look, don't put restrictions on me, Mr. Coombs, or we won't get anywhere. You say John Reardon was a close friend of yours.
Yes.
I presume his wife was, too.
That's right. A lovely, lovely person.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind when I talk to her.
Maybe you aren't the man for this.
You can get somebody else, Mr. Coombs.
No. It's just that I suddenly had a strange feeling about it all. Depressing.
If John Reardon is alive, and you seem to be certain of it, then I understand your feeling.
How's that?
Your friend's party to a $20,000 fraud, not to mention his wife. Possibly he's not as sensitive and she's not as lovely as you thought. I spent the rest of the evening with Pat Kelleher and his wife, hoping to see the bright lights and listen to some laughter. We picked a couple of fancy bistros and started the rounds to watch champagne flow and eavesdrop on the happy stories of success, promotion, and love. But it didn't work.
Like the place, John?
It's swell.
You're as low as a cricket's ankle.
Well, today a man kept telling me a friend of his was alive who's supposed to be dead. He told me what a fine fella this friend is, or was.
Yeah.
99 times out of 100, I tell him to go jump in the lake, but Paul Coombs comes under the title Reliable Witness in anybody's book. Give me a match.
Here. How you fix for plans?
Start somebody looking into Frank, whatever his name is, in Denver, who's supposed to be Reardon. I'll start with the beneficiary, but...
Mr. Reardon?
Yeah. I'll march out and say, let me look at some pictures of your husband. What kind of a guy was he? Did you enjoy each other or try to kill each other? Did you ever, Why didn't Coombs look into it himself? Why didn't he go out to the widow and tell her about his meeting the guy in Denver?
Because he came to us, John.
Yeah, I know, Patsy. I'm sorry. But the prospect of going to somebody, anybody, with a flimsy story like that makes me sore. It might get her hopes up that her husband's alive. And that's a lousy thing to do. Reliable or not, Coombs is probably all wet.
Probably.
Sour racket.
Sour racket.
You being a parrot?
Just being agreeable, John. If you want to be sad, I'll be sad with you. We both know situations like this are part of the trade.
Oh, I should have been a... Oh, let's have another belt.
Sure. Waiter. Well, John, maybe another way to handle Mrs. Reardon with that. That's her over there at the bar. Nice, isn't she?
Hey, she is lovely. Nothing. She looks a little tight.
Yeah, well, I hear she gets that way quite a bit these days. Say, John, you want me to introduce you like a friend? It might make it easier.
No, I'll handle it myself. Who's with her?
Beats me.
He's looking for a phone booth. Pat.
Yeah.
I may be able to find out what I want and not let her know what it's about.
You mean right now?
I mean right now. Hello. You're Elizabeth Reardon, aren't you?
Why, yes.
Well, probably you don't remember me. My name's Johnny Dollar. We met some time ago.
I'm afraid I don't remember, Mr. Dollar.
I'm in the insurance business. Don't remember?
Well, where was it we met?
No, I can't remember. May I sit down?
Well, I'm expecting someone who'll be back in a minute. Yes.
Would you care for a drink?
I have this one, thank you.
Oh. How's John these days?
John?
Your husband, Mrs. Reardon. His name is John, isn't it?
My husband's been dead nearly 5 years.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, it must be... Well, this is very awkward.
That's all right.
5 years. I could have sworn it was just 3 years ago I met you and John. In Denver.
It couldn't have been. We were never there.
Oh, well, pardon me. I sit here making bad conversation with you, and it's very apparent you're distressed. Look, I'm very sorry I upset you. Is there anything I could do?
No. No, Mr. Dollar, you didn't upset me. You look like a very nice person. How long are you going to be in Baltimore?
A few more days.
Perhaps you'll come out to the house for a drink before you go back. Say tomorrow?
Oh, I'd like that, Mrs. Reardon.
You can call me. I'm in the book.
Mrs. John Reardon?
Yes.
I will. Again, I'm sorry that I brought
Do
up...
me a favor, Mr. Dollar. When you come to my house for a drink, call me Elizabeth. And please, don't mention my husband's name. I'd appreciate it very much if I never heard it again.
Johnny Dollar.
Pat Gallagher at Universal. How'd you make out with Miss Reardon?
I met her. She thinks I'm an insurance broker or something. I told her I knew her husband when he was alive.
Industrial hazard lying. Part of the business, John. Did you find out anything that'll help you?
I found out she's pretty upset about everything in the world.
That's the only report you have for Universal Adjustment Bureau?
Oh, she invited me for cocktails. I'm going to call her later this afternoon and keep the date. Maybe I'll get some information then.
Cocktails, say. You made out okay.
Oh, shut up. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Universal Adjustment Bureau, Baltimore, Maryland. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Chesapeake fraud matter. Expense account item 3, $23.60, long-distance telephone call to George Hanley in Denver, Colorado. George is an old friend of mine in the private detective business. I told him about the report that John Reardon was still alive and living in Denver under the name of Frank Bowers. I requested him to gather information that would help in determining whether Bowers was really John Reardon or not. I spent the remainder of the day reading over the facts of the case as supplied to me by Pat Gallagher of Universal Adjustment. Expense account item 4, 10 cents, another phone call. This one to John Reardon's widow.
Hello?
Mrs. Reardon?
Yes.
This is Johnny Dollar.
Oh, yes, Mr. Dollar. You're the man who used to know John?
Yes.
I asked you over for a drink. I hope you're coming.
What time?
7 would be fine.
I was at her home at 7 o'clock, knocking on the door. It was a nice home, and she seemed like a nice person. Even nicer than the night before.
I asked you to call me Elizabeth, Mr. Dollar.
I remember. Yes, you also asked me not to mention your husband's name.
I wish you'd forget that. I was upset last night when we met. Forgive me? How's your drink?
Oh, it's swell.
I don't know why, but I feel I should explain myself a little more about saying what I did about John. I was very shocked at his death. I suppose I still am, even though it was 5 years ago. It always disturbs me when I'm reminded of it. Yet it's good to be reminded, I suppose. To know that he really is dead. That he won't come through that door anymore. That he won't telephone me from the office or make any plans with me. Does that make sense?
I suppose so.
We can drink another one. Sometimes things make more sense with a few drinks.
Sometimes they don't make any sense at all, Elizabeth.
That's right, too, Johnny. You know, I like you.
I like you.
Tell me about your business. You said insurance?
Yes.
You're a broker?
Well, not exactly.
A salesman?
No. I'm an investigator.
That must be terribly interesting work. I suppose you travel everywhere. Have you ever been to...
She had a nice mouth. Soft, frank, wide-open eyes. A couple of times I was on the verge of telling her exactly what I was working on and why I was talking to her. But I didn't. Somehow I felt comfortable in the house. Over the drinks and music, we eventually got around to John Reardon. She told me of their 4 years' marriage that ended with his sudden death.
Gave me everything I could possibly want to have. Why do I tell you all this? I never talked to anybody about it.
Oh, I don't know. Possibly because you just want to talk to somebody about it.
You're easy to talk to, Johnny. I was 19 when I was married. I'd never known another man. It was wonderful at first. Wonderful all the time, I suppose. I just wasn't grown up enough to realize it.
Can I ask you a question?
Surely.
Did you really love him?
Yes.
I'm not convinced.
Why?
Oh, just a feeling.
Well, I did. I'm not so sure he loved me. That's an awful thing to say.
No, I don't think so. It's probably been on your mind a long time. You don't know me from a load of coal, but we've sat here and talked an hour. I think I know you.
I think so, too.
You still seem very despondent about his death. Yet you aren't sure he loved you.
I loved him.
Oh.
here I am explaining things again, I suppose because they sound so foolish. Once, we both loved each other. Very much. But we kicked it away. We just didn't get along. He was out spending his money on other people, and I was taking up this pastime. Can you tell when I've had too much?
No.
Thank you. Thank you awfully. Oh, Hugh.
Elizabeth.
Johnny, this is Hugh Bryan. This is Mr. Dollar, Hugh.
Hello, Mr. Dollar. How's your drink, Liz?
Fine.
Now tell me again, who is this?
This is Mr. Dollar.
What's your business, Mr. Dollar? I haven't seen you around before. Obviously, you just met Miss Reardon, or you would never start drinking with her.
I wouldn't.
No. That's true, Liz, isn't it?
He was a friend of John's, Hugh.
Well, that's nice. I don't think I ever heard him mention your name. I was a friend of his, too. As a matter of fact, his attorney.
Hugh, you don't have to do this in
And
front
since
of
John
me.
is no longer here, I've undertaken to look after some of the problems he left behind him, as an old friend would. Elizabeth, say good night to Mr. Dollar.
Now, look here,
say good
Hugh.
night to him. He's just leaving.
Maybe it's better right now, Johnny. Good night.
Do you want me to leave?
She just said it would be better.
I'll call you at your hotel. Good night.
Good night, Mr.
No, you still have something in your glass. Finish your drink.
Okay.
An old friend of John's. That's good. Very good.
It is?
She picked you up in a bar last night. I saw her. I was with her. You never knew John Reardon in your life. You have no business being here, and I don't like cheap opportunists invading her home.
Evidently, you can talk to her any way you want to, and she'll take it. Why, I don't know. But don't talk to me that way. I don't have to take anything.
You were just leaving, weren't you?
Hugh Bryan was a large, bristling sort of man with a smooth manner. I didn't like him, and he didn't like me. Expense account item 5, $18. Even cab fares, lunches, etc., in and about Chesapeake Bay, talking to the principals connected with the boat explosion death of John Reardon. One of these was Lieutenant Jack Halverson, United States Coast Guard.
You want some coffee?
If I have to go out in that wind to get it, no.
Make it right here for just such occasions. Just a sec, I'll plug her in. There.
Brother, someday.
It's nice in the summertime. Now, what can I do for you?
Tell me about the boat going down. You made out the report for the Coast Guard.
You mean the Sharpston's boat?
Yeah. We have a reliable witness who thinks that one of the passengers, a man named John Reardon, didn't go down with it at all, that he's still alive.
You said you had my report. Those are the facts.
But you picked up 3 bodies. Why not the 4th? Why not Reardon's?
Well, we searched the bay for a solid week looking for his body. We used every piece of equipment at our disposal. We did everything we could.
But you didn't find him.
First you come in here complaining about our weather, now you're mad about the way we were on the Coast Guard.
I'm sorry.
It's a very lousy-sounding apology. What do you want to find out?
How that boat exploded? Why you couldn't find Reardon's body if you found the others?
Now, look, if a bunch of rich jerks want to take a high-powered boat out and they don't know the first thing about high-test fuel or engine running, they're doing it at their own risk. That help?
Yes, some. I wish you could have put it on the report.
That's my ideas, buddy. The report just has the facts. Now, for the other, about finding Reardon, I don't know why. He blew up, went down, or drifted out to sea. If his body had been in the bay, we'd found it.
Was there a chance he might have survived and been rescued?
All we had left of the boat was pieces of wreckage, and if he was rescued, it was never reported, and I wouldn't know about that.
Could that have happened?
Sure. I could be an admiral tomorrow, too.
It was 4 o'clock in the afternoon when I got to Elizabeth Reardon's house.
You?
Hello, Mr. Bryan. Is Mrs. Reardon in?
No.
Then I'll wait. It's important that I see her.
I thought I made it clear to you last night I didn't want her being molested.
You did make it clear and cruel, Mr. Bryan. Now, I'm here
Any business for her comes to me first.
I'm an insurance investigator.
I know that. She told me.
But she didn't tell you because she didn't know, and I didn't want her to know, that I'm working on a case that involves her.
What?
I have a report that her husband might still be alive.
Come in, Mr. Dollar.
I'll have to admit that Hugh Bryan's concern was as genuine as his surprise. He led me into the house and we sat at the bar. Only this time, no one had a drink. He listened while I told him about the report of Paul Coombs. that John Reardon was living in Denver under the name of Frank Bowers.
Do you think there's any truth to it?
It doesn't matter what I think, Mr. Bryan. I have to investigate it.
Yes, of course. And if he were alive, it'd be the best thing in the world.
Would it?
Of course. She's been lost without him all these years. She needs him, Mr. Dollar. She always needed him. This little bit of drinking has been going on too long. These tearful little episodes with one man or another. Oh, yes, I mistook you for one of those last night. I apologize for that sincerely. Actually, Mr. Dollar, she's been quite a task.
Uh-huh. Well, maybe I better talk to her now.
Do you have to?
There's certain information I'd like to get. I think she's the only one who can give it to me.
You'll have to tell her about the report?
Yes.
And there's probably so much talk. But it'll give her a terrible kind of hope. All right, I'll get her. Oh, you'd better mix one for her. She'll need it.
Wait a minute.
Yeah?
I need vital statistics on Reardon. Pictures, handwriting samples, everything. Could you help me gather them?
I'll do anything I can.
Well, then there's no need to bother her, is there?
You're a gentleman, Mr. Dollar.
I don't know why.
I do. You don't want to hurt her any more than I do.
An hour later, I was back in my hotel room. The next day, I had an appointment to meet Hugh Bryan and get all the material I had asked for. I was more depressed than ever about the case. About then, the phone rang. Johnny Dollar.
Johnny?
Yes.
This is Elizabeth Reardon. Please don't look for him.
What?
Just forget it.
Did Hugh Bryan tell you what I was about?
I overheard you two talking. Don't bother with it. John's dead, and that's that. Promise me. Promise you won't do anything else.
I'm sorry, Elizabeth. I have to investigate it.
Johnny, is that final?
I'm sorry. I don't have any choice. Elizabeth? Elizabeth!
There'll be another exciting episode in our story of the Chesapeake fraud matter tomorrow.
Tomorrow, a trip to Denver and a look at a man whose gun makes it pretty emphatic that he doesn't want to be looked at. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by John Dawson, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for the next exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
Welcome back. Well, this one a little bit more deliberately paced, but taking time, I think, to work on a deeper, more emotional level than, obviously you're going to get in a half-hour program, because on a half-hour program, you basically are at a situation where, okay, we have 3 minutes for him to meet her and then get on the plane, get out to Denver. This really gives them some freedom to kind of develop their story. Well, now we turn to listener comments and feedback. Rosemary emails in, glad to have found and friended you. This one actually comes from Facebook. And she says, and thank you for Mary Sullivan, Policewoman. It's a good little show. Well, thanks so much. I definitely agree about Mary Sullivan. and I will definitely be on the lookout for other great programs in that series. It's definitely too bad we only have one. Then we received a comment on Twitter from Robert, who writes to us at Radio Detectives. I listen to your program every night. I do a pretty darn good impersonation of you. Just ask, and he provides another user's handle. Well, if you do a good imitation, then I'd urge you just give us a call, 208-991-4783, and I'd love to hear it. Finally, we have this email from Diana in Cairo, Georgia, who writes, I love the show. Well, thanks for listening out there in Cairo. And I double-checked when there was a state mentioned. At first, I thought it was Cairo, Egypt. And then I researched, and it turns out that in Georgia, they have not only Cairo, they also have Rome, Athens, and Scotland. So you can kind of take your next European vacation in Georgia. Anyway, thanks so much to all our listeners for listening. We'll be back tomorrow with the adventures of Frank Race, and the Chesapeake fraud matter continues on Wednesday. Well, today's episode's brought to you by the financial support of our listeners, and I want to especially call out a couple of recent donations from Sarah and from Mark. Thank you so much for your support. And we will send along access to our premium site, which we do with all donations of $7 or more. All right, well, now it's time for today's episode of The Adventures of Frank Race. This one's called The Adventure of the Kettle Drum.
The Adventures of Frank Race, starring Paul Dubov, with Tony Barrett as Mark Donovan. The war changed many things, the face of the earth and the people on it. Before the war, Frank Race worked as an attorney, but he traded his law books for the cloak and dagger of the OSS. And when it was over, his former life was over too. Adventure had become his business. The Adventures of Frank Race. And now we join Frank Race for The Adventure of the Kettle Drum.
Enthusiasm is all right in its place, but there are times when it can be a curse, particularly when you've been up all night playing poker and your mouth tastes like an old mattress from too much smoking. I mentioned this in a tired and chastened voice, but Mark Donovan paid me no heed. He went right on being enthusiastic.
Nah. Come on, chum. Come on. Cold shower and a cup of coffee, that's all you need. And then you gotta go see this dame, and she is really worth it.
Marcus, please, I am going to sleep.
But you can't do that. You got to see this dame. I promised her you would.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Listen, look, she used to know you, see? She told me to say her name was April Ennis. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, it rings a bell.
Ah, that's good.
Let me have a cigarette, Mark.
All right, now look. If you remember her name, you will remember what she looks like. And if you remember what she looks like, you will want to see her. And if you don't, you ought to be taking vitamins. Is it like...
April Ennis?
Yeah.
What did she want?
Well, the way I figured, she's in some kind of trouble. That's why she wants to see you in a hurry.
All right, drive me over. What's the address?
Strictly hoity-toity. Number 8, Leyden Square.
April Ennis. It'd been about 4 years since I'd seen her. She'd been quite a dish then. And one look registered the fact she hasn't lost a thing.
Race. So nice of you to come.
Looks as though you've been doing all right, baby. I couldn't be sure whether this was a house or an industrial exhibit.
I'm married now, Race. My name's Faber.
Well, that's a quick way to jolt an old boyfriend, isn't it?
I've been married a couple of years. Now I stand a good chance of becoming a widow.
A widow? What is this, a gag?
I wish it were. Will you come with me for a few minutes?
Certainly. I trail her upstairs to a room big enough to handle a square dance. Here a man lay inert in a tremendous bed. Over him, taking his pulse, bent a physician.
I gaped for a few seconds, then, at a nod from April, we went down below to the library where she turned to me with a strained expression.
His photograph's up there on the mantel. Doesn't look much like it now, does he? That's what an ordeal can do.
What kind of an ordeal, Mrs. Faber?
Started on Tuesday. My husband didn't get home as usual in the evening. This has happened before, but when he didn't come home the next day, I called the police. They found him last night sitting on a park bench in a semi-delirious condition.
Has he been able to tell what happened?
No, not a word. But I'm convinced it wasn't just a physical collapse. You see, my husband has been offered the nomination for congressman in this district, and I have the feeling that because of this, someone is working against him, causing him harm. That's why I called you in, Race, in the hope that you could help.
Any ideas to the identity of these people?
There's a woman by the name of Faye Carlyle. She called on my husband last week, right after he received notice of being picked by the political committee. He seemed upset after she left, and I thought...
Know where I could find her?
Yes, she's an actress. She's rehearsing in that new show they're opening at the Galaxy Theater.
I'm leaving now, Mrs. Faber.
Oh, Dr. Phillips, won't you please come in?
Rather unhappy that Mr. Faber hasn't shown more...
Oh, it's all right, Doctor. You may speak freely.
I'm rather disappointed in Mr. Faber's condition. Frankly, I had expected some improvement.
Doctor, how seriously is this going to affect him?
Well, I wish I could say. But you tell me there's no past medical history on Mr. Faber. So, well, are you certain he had no regular physician?
I never felt the need for one. He's always been very strong, in fine health.
Well, he should have had medical attention long before this. The way he's reacting indicates he's been suffering from a heart ailment for some time. Unless he shows improvement, we're going to have to remove him to a hospital.
When the doctor had gone, I got more information on April's husband, Arthur Faber. A chemist, still in his 30s, he was president of the Apex Chemical Company, manufacturers of pharmaceutical products. I told April Faber I'd take the case for her. Then I left the house and joined Mark in the car.
Okay, you're taking the case. Great. So now what do we do?
I'd like you to whistle over to the Apex Laboratories later, see what you can turn up. For my part, I'm going to have a look in on this actress that April Faber mentioned. I found Faye Carlyle in her dressing room. She sat before the mirror, touching up her face, and from my point of view, the scenery wasn't bad. Across the mirror, someone had scrawled a telephone number in lipstick. Parkway 2444. She noticed that this had taken my glance and wiped it away with a makeup towel. She stared at me in the glass and then turned around.
If you're selling brushes, let's see your samples.
Don't bristle, pet. I'm a writer, doing a novel on the theater. And I got the idea that taking you out to lunch would be a delightful way of picking up material.
Got your throttle right down to the floor, haven't you? That's quite an approach.
Oh, it's no approach. I'd really appreciate it if you go out with me.
Might be interesting. But I tell you what, before I go, I've got to make a phone call.
She went past me exuding the fragrance of taboo and kept me waiting for such a long time I began to think I'd been played for a yokel. But just as I was about to call it a lost effort, she came back with a perky smile of agreement. I waited in the corridor while she changed clothes. She presently appeared looking like something out of Sack's window. I told myself gleefully here was a case with definite possibilities. But I didn't revel in this thought very long. At the stage door, we were intercepted grimly by a blond male who looked as though he should have been playing tackle for Notre Dame. I estimated his weight at about 245 and set myself for some very fast judo.
What's the idea, Faye?
Look, Johnny, I certainly have the right to go out to lunch with someone else once in a while.
You had a date to go to lunch with me.
I call the office.
I know you call the office. But we had a date just the same.
I'm breaking it.
Oh, no, you're not, honey. Tell this, Joy boy to get lost.
Under the circumstances, I'll be glad to get lost. After all, you two seem...
Race, please don't go. I said I'd go to lunch with you, and I will.
Get going, mister.
Look, old boy, I can imagine how you feel, but the young lady...
Listen, Joy boy, I don't want you to ever come around Faye again. Understand?
Your statement is clear and to the point.
And just so you don't forget, I'm going to tie a little string around your finger like this.
I rolled with the punch, catching it on the shoulder, then swung one of my own, but the girl lurched against me and... Oh!
Nice blocking, honey.
Come on, Johnny. Let's just leave him here.
Oh, brother. Who dim your headlight?
Lovely, isn't it? I'm doomed to dark glasses for a week.
That actress must pack quite a punch.
This was done by an enraged heavyweight of the masculine sex.
Yeah, huh?
Never come between a man and his mate, Mark. It can lead to all kinds of abrasions.
Yeah, he sure must be good.
He was.
Did you get to tag him and all?
I tried, but the girls...
What's the matter?
Marcus, I've been framed.
What do you mean framed?
Faye Carlisle didn't want me around asking questions, so she put on a big act with a blonde bull playing the part of a jealous boyfriend. I was warned never to try seeing her again and slugged to make sure I was properly impressed.
Fine. So you had a good time. Did you find out anything?
Nothing, except that I don't seem to play the part of a novelist very well. That girl had me tagged from the beginning. Even left me sitting in her dressing room while she went out and phoned the boyfriend. So I went... Wait a second, though. There was that phone number.
What phone number?
When I went into her dressing room, I noticed a phone number on her mirror. Parkway 2444. It was smeared on with lipstick. Faye wiped it off when she saw me looking at it. Now that I come to think of it, she was just a little bothered.
You know, it's a little confusing. What are you doing now?
Calling that number. It might be a lead.
Lead? It sounds like a dead end.
Well, we'll try another tack.
I give up. Who this time?
Headquarters for a little information.
Homicide, Lieutenant Leibus.
Ed, Frank Race, could you get an address from a phone number for me?
Oh, what's the number, Race?
Parkway 2444.
Oh, hold on a second.
Leibus is going to want to know why.
Doesn't matter.
Race?
Yes, Ed?
Anything homicide might be interested in?
Not so far. I'll keep you posted.
Okay. Here's your number. Nightclub on Houston Street. Spot called the Kettle Drum.
Don't happen to know who runs it, do you?
No, I don't. I'll have to check on it.
Never mind that, Ed. I'll check on it myself. Thanks a million.
Okay, what?
Nightclub called the Kettle Drum. That's why we didn't get an answer too early in the day.
So now?
So now we'll have a look at it this evening. The Kettle Drum is one of those spots where the extent of your dancing depends on the strength of your elbows. Mark and I had a couple of drinks at the bar and then pushed our way through a door that led to the innards of the place.
Race.
Yes?
Look, just what are we looking for?
Anything we can find. Why?
Because I got a hunch we were spotted when we stepped out of there.
Maybe. Just the same, I'd like to find...
Hey, a shot.
Came from behind that door ahead.
Somebody's office. Holy cow, it's a dame.
Faye Carlisle. Get out and rustle up a doctor, Mark. She's still alive.
Yeah, sure.
She'd been shot through the chest. The gun lay smoking near her knees. The room had windows opening into the night, probably into an alley. While I checked this, a gurgle came from Faye Carlisle's throat. And as I looked, she gave a last convulsion and she was gone for good. Using a handkerchief, I picked up the murder weapon, a .38 automatic. And at the same time, the door opened.
Hey, what's going on? Oh, no.
It was Johnny, the jealous boyfriend. With him was an older man. And I could sense that in the minds of both, I was guilty of murder.
We'll return to the adventures of Frank Race in just about 1 minute. And now we return to the adventures of Frank Race.
The two men stared at me, and I stared back. I certainly couldn't blame them for their thoughts. They'd surprised me standing over the girl's body holding a smoking gun. The older man, sleek in white dinner jacket and maroon cummerbund, eyed me narrowly.
You and the girl must have had quite a disagreement.
I had nothing to do with this. I just found her here.
Well, you lie. You shot her. Look at her, Troxel. She's dead. I'm going to get her.
Hold it, Johnny. He's got the gun. I didn't kill her, Johnny. Give me a few minutes and I'll prove it to you.
No, I'm going after him, Troxel. Gun or no gun. I'm going to get my hands on him. Where the light? He shut the light.
made it by way of the window, dropping about 8 feet to the alley pavement. A few minutes later, I limped into a Broadway drugstore, called Homicide, and got Liebes again. I broke the story for him.
You say you had Donovan with you when you found the body?
That's right.
Then you don't have to worry about you having an alibi.
There's also the little matter of motive, Ed.
All right, Race.
I happen to have the gun. I'll bring it in for the ballistics boys. I phoned you first because I thought you might move in fast and surprise someone. Oh, and while you're there, you might check on what happened to Mark Donovan.
Okay, we'll do that. Thanks for the call, Race.
My next stop was Center Street, where I waited a couple of hours for a report on the pistol. It finally came through as a double negative. No fingerprints, no record of ownership. It was after midnight now, but I decided to call April Faber. I told her about Fay Carlisle and described the blonde boyfriend.
I don't believe I know him, Race.
Well, that matches up with the rest of the progress. How's Mr. Faber?
He's been resting pretty well.
You sound very sleepy. Almost groggy.
Yes, I am. I can hardly keep my eyes open.
Then I won't talk anymore. I'll call you tomorrow. I was beginning to feel a little worried about Mark, so of course I headed back to the Kettle Drum. But the place was sealed by this time, with no one around but a pair of uniformed officers, who as usual were thoroughly noncommittal. Then, being very tired, I headed for home. I was really feeling groggy by now. Getting back to the apartment was like reaching sanctuary. Groping for the light switch, I was thinking of what a hot shower would do for me. The next second, before my fingers could touch the button, I froze. I froze because there in the dark I could hear someone's heavy breathing, and it wasn't my own. While I waited motionless, trying to figure out what to do, a voice settled the problem for me.
Turn on the light, Race. You have company. Tell him, Richie.
You've got lots of company. And we both got heaters. So you can drop yours on the floor, huh?
I'm sure you understand him, Race. Drop the gun. Now the light.
It was the suave gentleman of the Kettle Drum, Troxel. With him was a saddle-colored companion who looked tougher than a cheap steak.
Well, Race?
Care for a drink?
I believe we'll pass up the hospitality for now. I came here because I want to know the story on Fay Carlisle and Johnny Taylor.
I'm afraid you're several steps ahead of me.
I'm reasonably certain you had nothing to do with the killing of either of them.
Wait a second. The big blonde, he's dead too?
Yeah, after you left. We found his car with blood all over it, and he was gone.
Who was Johnny Taylor?
He happened to be my partner. I'll mourn poor Johnny. But I'm not going to allow my sadness to get in the way of good business. Put it concisely, Johnny was working on some kind of a deal. Whatever it was, if Johnny was in it, there was money involved. Now, I'd hate to see a good thing die just because Johnny did.
If Taylor was your partner, why should he want to mix in anything shady? The Kettle Drum looks like a paying proposition to me.
Take a better look next time you're there, Race. We've been dying for years. Ever since the military stopped making one of their favorite reservations. They're strictly a war baby.
You're probably not going to believe me, but I can't help you.
Before you say that, take a look at these.
He flipped them to me as he spoke. A packet of letters written in longhand, in an odd sort of scrawl. They were addressed to Fay and unsigned.
What do you think?
Where did you get these?
Johnny Taylor had them. But now that he's gone, I'm sure we can consider them our property.
How do you figure that?
Just taking my pick of the leftovers. That's my hand. Now what's yours?
I've been without sleep for about 2 days. I'm afraid I'm not thinking very clearly.
Is he gonna play clam, boss? I thought he would. You're gonna have to let me handle him, huh?
I'm afraid so, Ricky. All right. Take over.
Sure. We're gonna take him where there ain't no people around that's gonna hear me yell. Come on, you sucker.
This Ricky or Ricci, whatever his name was, wasn't exactly the YMCA type. With him propelling me to the door with the snout of a Luger and Troxel moving along with aloof deadliness, I felt anything but preoccupied. And then...
You going somewhere, Race?
Oh, Mark, and where have you been?
Well, For the last 10 minutes, I've been right by this door, listening.
Very glad to have you aboard.
And these boys ain't gonna pester you no more, not while I got this smoker in my hand, are you, boys? Ah! And I wouldn't try that no more, either. You're liable to become an ambulance case. Now go on, get back into the room, both of you. If you're smart, you won't try to follow us. Come on, Race. You look as though you could use some coffee. Oh, brother, you sleepy. You know something? I have never seen you look this punchy.
Yes.
Yes. Is that all you can say, yes?
Didn't you go out to Faber's Chemical Company?
Well, certainly. You told me to, remember?
Talk to anyone?
No one there but the watchman. I didn't get there till after dark, you know.
Did you get inside?
You kidding? The watchman's name was Houlihan. So I got inside. Place is full of vats, tubes, things like that.
What about Faber's office?
Well, nothing there except some mail that was just laying around.
Did you read it?
Well, certainly I read it. And pretty dull stuff it was. A lot of advertisements.
Uh-huh.
Although some people call them advertisements. I
you're
like
improving,
advertisements.
Mark. Tell me the story. Come on.
Oh, the letter, yeah. A letter about one of them board meetings that they have, you know. And another one saying that he'd passed a physical for a new insurance policy. And, hey, a big fat policy it was. $250,000.
Will you do something for me?
I am always doing something for you. As soon as I finish this course.
I'd like you to go out to the Faber place.
This late?
I'd like you to get through to Faber's nurse on the quiet. Ask her to grab every vial that's held any drug she's administered to Faber. Ask her to hold them and not say anything about it.
Oh, great. And while I am doing all the heavy work, what are you going to be doing?
I'm going to pay a visit to that chemical plant. At the plant, I ran into the watchman, Mark had charmed. Using the magic words Donovan sent me with just a bit of a brogue, I gained entry. He was a good watchman, though. He called the Faber home and got an okay from April. But he wouldn't go through the plant with me. Said he had a bad cold and had just finished a patrol. So I started the tour on my own. It was a big place, and I spent an hour on the first floor alone. Locating light switches wasn't always easy, and there were times when I got into trouble. Well, it was almost 3 o'clock when I reached the third floor, where I found just the setup I'd been searching for.
Just what is it you expect to find, Rex?
April.
Yes, I became upset when the watchman called about you. I decided to come down here.
Well, you must have decided in a hurry. You're still wearing slippers.
Well, maybe I've been a little too hysterical about all this, Rex. Perhaps we'd just better forget about it.
I'm afraid it's too late for that, April. This is a case of murder.
That girl's death needn't concern us.
It isn't only Faye Carlisle. Here, you come with me. Take a look inside this vat.
Well, just the same, Rex.
She came very close to going into a dead faint. I remembered smelling ammonia in one of the tubes I'd investigated, so I found a mortar about the size of a cup and filled it with the stuff. It finally brought her out of her shock.
I'll be all right now, Rex.
Good girl, that's fine.
But there's some kind of body in there.
It was a body. The way that acid is working, couldn't be anything at all in just another few hours.
Who is it, Rex?
Well, I'm betting it's a lad by the name of Johnny Taylor.
But who could have put him there?
April, I'm afraid it was your husband.
My husband? You can't be serious.
I hate to say it, honey, but I'm very serious.
Oh, no.
Now, listen, some time ago, your husband chased around with Faye Carlisle. What? Like a lot of other men, he was foolish enough to put his thoughts about her on paper. With your husband up for this political nomination, Faye and this boyfriend of hers figured these letters would make Arthur Faber good pickings for blackmail. But Arthur wouldn't take it. He met Faye Carlisle and shot her to death. And then he killed Johnny Taylor and brought him here. Taylor's body was shoved in the acid to make it disappear, so it would look as though he'd just run out on Faye Carlisle's murder.
No, how could Arthur do all that? Why, he's been suffering from a heart attack.
That was his alibi. His beautiful alibi. How could a man kill anyone while he was in bed with heart trouble? And that's why you've been so groggy. You were drugged, you and that nurse. So you'd be too groggy to know when Arthur Faber was slipping out to commit murder.
But is his heart trouble?
Honey, have you ever heard of goof pills? Well, you wouldn't have, but they were used during the war by draft dodgers. It made them seem to have heart trouble.
Oh.
Your husband's a chemist. He knew how to make those pills for his own use.
Race, I can't believe all this.
I'm sorry, honey. I'm afraid the police will. And I happen to have the motive in my pocket, the blackmail letters, with the handwriting matching your husband's office memos.
And then there's the Johnny Taylor Corpus Delecta.
Arthur.
It's a pity you had to discover all this, Mr. Race. Pity for you, that is.
It was Arthur Faber, all right. Dapperly dressed and looking as healthy as a round of golf. He was gripping a pistol and gripping it steadily.
Arthur, you're ill. You shouldn't be here.
I think Mr. Race explained that situation very well, my dear. I even had that silly nurse giving me injections of water which she thought was medication. But I'd like to know what led you to suspect me, Mr. Race.
The doctor said your illness indicated a heart condition that had existed for a long time. But in your office, my partner found a letter that showed you just passed a physical examination for an insurance policy.
Ah, yes, the unforeseen circumstance. It's a shame. Because now I shall have to see to it that you join our friend Johnny Taylor. And you too, my dear.
Arthur.
I'm sorry, but I have no other alternative. You'd clutter up my peace of mind no end.
Look, we're both allergic to acid, I'm sure.
I'm really very sorry.
All right, since you insist on the acid, I'm going to insist on this ammonia.
You blinded me! You...
Oh,
sorry, Faber, but that's all for you!
All right, honey. No more tears. Come on. Come on, I'll take you home.
Well, now you can get some sleep, right?
I don't feel much like it now, Marcus. The tiredness is past.
Yeah. You don't sound as though it has.
Something else now. That girl and what I had to do to her.
Hey, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. She was an old flame, wasn't she?
One of the biggest and brightest.
Yeah. Oh, but look, kid, it ain't gonna do you no good thinking about it.
No, there are times when thinking doesn't pay.
Yeah. Hey, look, you want to stop for a drink, huh?
Yes. Oh, yes. Tonight I really need one.
The Adventures of Frank Race, starring Paul Dubov with Tony Barrett as Mark Donovan, comes to you from Hollywood. Others heard in tonight's cast were Betty Lou Gerson, Barney Phillips, Michael Ann Barrett, Peter Leeds, and Gerald Moore. This series is written and directed by Buckley Angel and Joel Murcott. The music is composed and played by Ivan Ditmars. Be sure to be with us again this time next week for another dramatic chapter in The Adventures of Frank Race. Art Gilmore speaking. This is a BPS production.
Welcome back. Well, I do believe that was Tony Barrett doing double duty as Mark Donovan and also as one of the thugs. So that was radio. You filled in where you could. All right, well, I do need to let you know we actually only have 3 more episodes of The Adventures of Frank Race to go. So, coming to Tuesday in 4 weeks for a 3-week engagement will be The Big Guy. So you'll want to listen to that, The Big Guy. And our star will be Henry Calvin. That's coming in 3 weeks. Now we move on to listener comments and feedback. Writer Girl has an issue with the Amazon app, writing, I took a chance on buying this app because none of the other reviews mentioned an internet connection was necessary to listen to this collection. I already have this interesting collection on my iPad, but I also wanted it for when I wanted to listen on my Android phone. The app downloaded quickly, but I don't like being restricted to when I can listen. Well, I can definitely appreciate the issue, Writer Girl. The problem we run in with is that when it comes to having access to these programs, we have two options. One is we could automatically, everything could be stored on your device, and then the download wouldn't be quick at all. At an average of about 16 megabytes per episode, it would be well over 15 gigabytes to download all of the programs we've done so far, with specials and things like that. And we're not even counting the television programs. And so the content's got to be stored online so that you can be able to pull it up without having to carry the whole collection on your device. So that's why the internet is required. You should be able to download episodes by pressing the star beside the episode and then hitting the star on your menu bar and pressing that star once again to go ahead and download your episode, and then be able to listen to programs when you're not near an internet connection if that's an issue for you. So sorry that didn't quite work out like you wanted, but there is a reason for that, and why the Wizard Media engineers who have been doing our ad for about 3 years, why they do have this set up with an internet connection. On the other hand, we also have another review on iTunes, this one from God of Rhodes, who says, loving all these old shows, especially Box 13 and Johnny Dollar. The app works well and is easy to use. The intros are nice and informative. Really enjoying this purchase. Thank you. Well, thanks so much. I'm glad you're enjoying the program. And then we have this comment from Rosemary. I read that one. There's actually another comment on Facebook, this one from Lori, who says, I'm a new listener to the iPhone app. Love it. I have a question about the music at the beginning of the program. I would like to have it as a ringtone on my phone. Is it available? I did go ahead and email the MP3, which is the main thing you'll need. I'll have to see if there's a good way for me to make that available for folks who would like that on their phone. But thanks for the comment and the suggestion. That'll do it for today. We return tomorrow with Part 3 and Part 4 of the Chesapeake Fraud Matter, and then join us back here next Tuesday for another episode of Frank Race. Today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners, and I want to especially thank Darren, who sent along a donation of $7 or more, and will send along access to the premium site, as we do with all donations of $7 or more. Now it's time for today's episode of Johnny Dollar. Sit back and enjoy the Chesapeake Fraud Matter, Part 3 and Part 4.
From Hollywood, it's time now for Bob Bailey as
Johnny Dollar.
Hugh Bryan, Mr. Dollar. How are you this morning?
Not so good. I didn't sleep very well. How'd you do?
I think I have about what you want on John Reardon.
Well, if you haven't, I can get it from Mrs. Reardon.
What? Well, I thought you didn't want to tell her about the report, that her husband might still be alive.
She knows. She overheard us talking last night.
Oh. Well, what do you want to do?
I might as well look at what you have and get this over with. How about an hour from now?
I'll be waiting for you.
Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Universal Adjustment Bureau, Baltimore, Maryland. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Chesapeake Fraud Matter. Expense account item 6, $1.50. One collect telegram from Denver, Colorado.
I've located Frank Bowers as per your request. Cursory investigation discloses little evidence that would lead me to believe he might be the John Reardon of Baltimore. Looks like a ham bone to me, Johnny. What do I do now? Signed, George Hanley, George Hanley Investigations Incorporated, Denver, Colorado.
Item 7, $2. Same thing. Telegram from me.
Things are about the same way here. Sit tight. I'll see you in a day or two. Love, Johnny.
Once the telegrams were out of the way, I walked 3 blocks from my hotel to the office building of Hugh Bryan. It was an impressive place full of lawyers and doctors. Hugh Bryan looked a little haggard when I saw him.
It took me a while to get all this together. Half the night.
There wasn't that big a rush.
Oh, get it out of the way. The sooner you have what you need, the sooner you can make sure, and the sooner I won't worry about it anymore. Did you talk to Elizabeth yet today?
No, just last night.
Oh, I thought maybe she might have called you this morning. I'm so sorry for that girl.
Well, don't feel too bad, Mr. Bryan. We both did everything we could to keep the report that her husband might be alive from her. Awkward as it was.
Yes, I know. I still don't understand it, I guess.
Well, a man named Coombs, an insurance official, thinks he saw Reardon in Denver last week using the name Frank Bowers. He's sure that Bowers was Reardon. If he turns out to be Reardon, the insurance company's been taken for $20,000 they paid to Elizabeth Reardon, just to set you straight.
Well, that'd make Elizabeth party to a fraud. And John. Lord knows that's silly.
Well, silly or not.
Yes. Well, here's what I have. Now, this is one of the last pictures taken of John Reardon.
Mm-hmm. Have the negatives?
Yes. Here. And these are some vital statistics on him. The physical part I got from his doctor.
Mm-hmm.
He stood an examination about a month before the accident.
This the doctor's name here?
Yes. Now, these other things are in his background and education. Here, a copy of his marriage license, birth certificate.
How did you get hold of these things?
Well, I handled a lot of business for John, filed a lot of his papers for him. These were just packed away. It took a while to find them.
Hey.
Hmm?
A copy of his fingerprints?
Oh, would those help?
More than any of this other stuff. Fingerprints aren't standard papers in anybody's file.
Before John went in the Army, he did some engineering work for the proving grounds in Aberdeen.
Oh.
He was fingerprinted there. It was a gag at the time. He had a set of his own blown up and put on the wall in a picture frame. You know, just a joke.
Oh.
I dug them out of his personal things. Now then, here's a copy of his financial records, tax returns and whatnot.
I spent about an hour in Hugh Bryan's office going over material that would help me in the investigation. The pictures and fingerprints were the most helpful items. After I'd finished, I went back to my hotel, packed my bags, and checked out. Expense account item 8, $398. My hotel and incidentals in Baltimore and plane fare to Denver. I got there at 9 in the morning. The air crisp, thin, and full of sunshine. I rented a car at the airport and drove into town. A half an hour later, I was talking to my detective friend, George Hanley.
How do you like Denver, old pal?
I haven't been here for a few years. Doesn't look the same.
Bigger and better, huh? They're thinking of putting up buildings as big as those mountains over there. I love it. So does the wife.
I'm glad.
You ought to try a place like this for a while, Johnny.
Maybe I will.
Ought to find yourself a girl and settle down.
Let's us settle down, Georgie.
Huh? Oh, sure.
How'd it go?
You asked me to look into Frank Bowers. I looked into him as much as I could without talking to him. There you are, Johnny. His bank account, his friends, his troubles, his enemies, everything.
Mm-hmm. How about his police record?
1 traffic violation 2 years ago. Never been in any kind of trouble around here. Gets along fine with everybody.
Well, tell me about everybody, Georgie.
His laundryman, the milkman, the guy who tends bar in his neighborhood, the man he buys gas from. I talked to all of them.
How about the people he works with?
Well, he don't do much of that as far as I can see. He's got an office downtown, calls himself a consulting engineer. Goes there once or twice a week to pick up his mail.
Well, now, that's a very nice way to be able to live. Is he starving to death, Georgie?
No, he's got a good bank account. Makes regular deposits. Money comes from a New York bonding firm. He owns a little 2-bedroom house out beyond Park Hill. Paid $38,000 for it.
Wow.
Sleeps in 1 bedroom, uses the other one for a kind of studio. Putters around with clay, oils, and according to the nosy dame who lives across the street, he tries to write.
How about his friends?
Lots of them. Pays his bills, gets drunk now and then, normal.
Tell me about his wife.
He hasn't got one. Lives alone.
Find out who he goes with, Georgie?
No. As much as I could find out, he doesn't go with anybody.
Enemies?
Well, the guy in the cleaning shop hates his guts. Bowers doesn't like his shirts with starch.
Did you check out the residency business?
As far as I could. He bought that house out in Park Hill in 1951. Paid cash for it. Record of the sale gives his former residence as Toledo, Ohio.
Well, how long has he been a resident here?
As near as I can figure, and this is just rough, 4 or 5 years ago, the first financial transaction was the house he bought. The next was a car. He could have been here a long time before that, though.
Well, the time element would fit for Reardon. What do you think, Georgie?
I think you're probably wasting a lot of money investigating this guy. He doesn't seem like the kind of man who's hiding out from anybody.
Here, look at this photo. Is this Frank Bowers?
Yeah, I'd say so.
5'11", 170, olive complexion, no scars, no glasses, brown hair, about 35.
Could be him from that, yes.
This is a picture of John Reardon, and the description is Reardon's.
What do you want to do now?
Keep on it. I got George Hanley busy making a check with some people in Toledo who could find out whether or not a Frank Bauer had once lived there. Then I took my rented car and drove out to the address Hanley had given me. It was in the east side of the city near the airport, a one-story frame house, a 53 Merc in the driveway. I'm looking for Mr. Frank Bowers.
Oh, who are you?
Johnny Dollar.
Oh, I'm Frank Bauer.
Well, I'm an insurance investigator, Mr. Bowers. I'd like to talk to you.
Oh, come on in.
Thank you.
Take chair anywhere, huh? What's on your mind?
Just making a routine check, Mr. Bowers. Thought perhaps you could help me.
I don't know anything about my neighbors, if that's that kind of thing.
No, I'm running down a report that came across our office in Baltimore.
Baltimore?
Ever been there, Mr. Bowers?
No.
Swell place on Chesapeake Bay.
Well, I like Denver. What's this all about? Huh?
Well, do you happen to remember a few days ago when you were at a place called the Ship's Tavern?
Well, that's in the Brown Palace.
This was last Friday, to be exact.
Should I remember? What I do, steal an ashtray or walk out on a check?
Well, a man from Baltimore was there that day, Mr. Bowers. His name was Coombs. Paul Coombs. You met him.
Well, did I?
Yes, right at the bar. You had a drink or two with him.
Well, I might have. I don't know whether to admit it or not. What are you getting at? I don't understand this.
I know it seems confusing. Maybe this will help. Take a look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you must admit you look a great deal like the man in that picture.
Yeah, I suppose I do. Well, I'll be darned. Hey, I'd do it that. You know, this could be a picture of me.
That's why I'm here, Mr. Bowers. You see, the company I represent insured the man in this picture for quite an amount of money. His name was John Reardon. He was lost in a boat accident in Chesapeake Bay 5 years ago. The Mr. Coombs who met you at the bar here last week thought you were John Reardon.
Well, I don't blame him. But I'm not. Close, though. Now, want to smoke?
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
Sure.
Mr. Coombs was a lifelong friend of John Reardon's. I have his sworn statement here about that meeting with you and the certainty of his identity.
You do?
Yes, right here. Would you like to see it?
Well, not particularly.
I understand you went to Ohio State. What year did you graduate?
I didn't go to Ohio State. Look, what is this, huh?
Well, that's what you told Mr. Coombs. It's in the statement.
Oh, I remember that bird now. Oh, I might have told him anything, Mr. Dollar. You know, he's one of those inquisitive kind, real sure of himself. Yeah, I remember. Look, don't tell me they sent you all the way out here from Baltimore.
They did.
And that guy say so?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Did you go to college, Mr. Bowers?
What?
I'd like to clear up that detail. Did you go to college?
Well, yes. I went to Carnegie Tech, 36 through 40.
You haven't lived all your life in Colorado, then. Where else have you lived?
Look, do you have any right to ask me questions like this?
No, but you'll help me a lot if you'll answer them.
Well, why not? Okay, I've lived in New York, Pittsburgh, Kansas City, Toledo, around the country. Came here a few years ago with my health. Seemed good for my asthma.
Ever been married?
Once in 1942. It didn't last long. Oh, what else you want to know?
Well, look, you in a hurry? I can come back later.
No, it's not that. Well, look, you seem like a nice guy, Dollar, but it just makes me uncomfortable answering these questions of yours.
I appreciate the time you've given me already, Mr. Bauer. Please understand, it's a matter of establishing identity.
But you know who I am. I just told you.
That's true.
I don't like this business much. Is there any way you can eliminate it?
The most positive identification would be from fingerprints.
Oh?
Now, Mr. Bauer, I'm not so much interested in who you are as in proving that you're not John Reardon. If you volunteered a set of fingerprints, it'd save me a great deal of work and you a great deal of trouble.
Well, sure, why not?
We drove downtown together to George Hanley's office and used the portable fingerprint kit. I took a complete set of Frank Bauer's prints he attached. I thanked him for his time and trouble, and he left. If he was trying to cover something, it certainly wasn't apparent from his conversational reactions. There had been a moment when I was sure he wasn't Frank Bauer. On the other hand, I was sure that he wasn't John Reardon.
That cuts it, Johnny. Right thumb and index prints don't match at all.
Oh, not even close, George.
And I thought I was getting somewhere. I found out he was never in Toledo, or at least never registered or licensed as an engineer. Well, these prints do it. When are you going home, Johnny?
Oh, I don't know.
There's no reason to stick around any longer.
This is crazy.
You proved your case with the prints.
He was too anxious to help me prove it, Georgie. You ask any ordinary man on the street 2 personal questions about himself, and he'll tell you to go jump in the lake. You ask him for his fingerprints, and he's liable to smash you.
So?
Get on him. Stay with him 24 hours a day. Get a couple of other men.
It'll cost you money.
Get busy. Expense account item 9, $200, detective service. I didn't believe Frank Bowers. I didn't believe his background. And most of all, I didn't believe his fingerprints. Johnny Dollar.
This is Western Union, Mr. Dollar. Message for you from Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay, go ahead.
Received your air special regarding investigation of the Chesapeake matter. You've proved Frank Bowers of Denver is not John Reardon of Baltimore. Fingerprints don't lie, therefore logical to believe John Reardon really dead. Come on home, your expenses are running too high. That's signed Pat Kelleher, Universal Adjustment Bureau. Should I mail this to you?
No, that's all right. Can I send an answer?
Yes, sir.
Pat Kelleher, Universal Adjustment Bureau, Baltimore, Maryland. Fingerprints don't lie, but people do. All the time. For all sorts of reasons. It may be finished as far as you're concerned, but I'm just beginning. Love, Johnny. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Universal Adjustment Bureau, Baltimore, Maryland. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Chesapeake fraud matter. I'd set out to prove that John Reardon had not died back in 1950 in a boat accident on Chesapeake Bay. To prove that he was still very much alive in the person of one Frank Bowers, currently living here in Denver, Colorado. Everything, all I could learn of the man's history, reports from his neighbors, friends, even his fingerprints, everything indicated he really was Frank Bowers. And yet, for some fool reason or other, I wasn't convinced. Expense account continued. Item 10, $63 for one overcoat. Denver can be a very cold city when the wind comes in from the north and it decides to snow. Almost as cold as the damp wind off Chesapeake Bay on a certain day back in 1950.
Hi.
Hiya, George. How's it going?
Well, I watched Bauer's house from 6 last night till 2 this morning. He read a book last night in the living room. He made a phone call, and then he went to bed. And then I went home and went to bed.
How many men have you got working?
2 others beside myself. We're keeping an eye on Bowers round the clock. I go on again at 6.
Okay, good.
I don't know why, Johnny. He isn't your guy, and you know it. Fingerprints proved it. We can watch him from now till doomsday, and nothing's going to change that.
Oh, look, don't you start, Georgie.
Huh?
I got a wire from my home office this morning telling me to close it up and come on home.
Why don't you close it up and come on home? I like to make dough. I'm in the private detective business, but I hate to see an old pal doing a lot of work on nothing.
Why don't you shut up?
Sure. We can go on like this forever, can't we, Johnny? Goodbye, Johnny.
I walked around the streets of Denver trying to enjoy the sights. But mostly I wasn't enjoying anything. I was thinking about the whole case from beginning to end, and my only reason for hanging on and being stubborn about it was the fact that Frank Bowers had been too anxious to cooperate. Too anxious to help me prove so easily that he was not John Reardon. And then something else happened. He got anxious once more. Yeah?
Mr. Dollar, this is Frank Bowers.
Oh, hello.
You didn't tell me where you were stopping. Phoned everywhere in town. Wondered how you made out.
Made out?
Yeah, with my fingerprints.
Oh, yeah. Well, they don't match at all.
Oh, then I'm not your man.
Guess not, Mr. Bowers.
Well, I was just curious. Didn't hear from you after you took the sample of my prints.
Oh, that was pretty nice of you to help me out. How can I thank you?
Well, you could buy me a drink if you want to.
Hey, you're on.
All right, meet you at 6 at the Ship's Tavern.
It was the voice of a confident man again. An overconfident man. The kind who sandbags in a poker game, who knows about a boat ride and a horse race. And so help me, I knew I was right about him. Expense account, item 11, $14, booze. For Frank Bowers and myself in the Ship's Tavern. The same bar, incidentally, where a week before, a close friend of the deceased John Reardon had run into Bowers and sworn he was John Reardon. When Bowers came in, he was followed by George Hanley, as per my instructions. I saw George pick a stool at the far end of the bar.
Well, I suppose you'll be packing up and leaving the old Mile High City pretty quick now, huh?
Did I say that, Frank?
No, but I just suppose it. You will, won't you?
Oh, I haven't decided yet. What do you think I should do?
Huh?
I said, what do you think I should do?
Are you kidding me?
Well, maybe I'm just kidding myself. But you don't seem like the kind of fella you should be, somehow.
No, I don't.
No. Now, you were too nice about answering questions when I came out to your house the other day. Too nice about letting me fingerprint you so I could compare the samples with John Reardon's prints. Too nice about calling up and asking how it all came out. Came out bad, thank you.
I'm a pretty nice fella.
Yeah, that's what the book says.
What book?
I had a private detective friend make one up on you before I even got here. Friends, enemies, money, and whatnot. All very nice.
Of course it is. You know what your trouble is, Dolly? You don't trust anybody. I'm a nice fella, and you don't trust me. You don't believe what you see.
I believe the fingerprints don't match, if that's what you mean. You're the bird I don't believe.
Hey, should I get sore?
If you want to.
I'm not gonna. You know why? Because I'm a nice fella.
Sure you are. But you ought to get mad when a man calls you a liar.
Oh, you didn't call me a liar.
I meant to. You're a liar.
You know what? I'm not a nice fella all the time. I'd kind of like to hit you in the face or something right now. You're needling me.
Am I?
Uh-huh. I think I better call up a girl I know, see what she's doing for dinner.
Well, see if she's got a friend.
No, you're too nasty, friend. You sit tight. Order me a drink. I'll be back in a jiffy.
He's a little drunk.
Sure he is, George. He's also worried.
Any particular reason for getting him that way, Johnny?
Yes, he's using the booth in the lobby. Scoot out there and see if you can get a line on who he might be calling.
Right.
A long 10 minutes later, Frank Bowers came back to the bar. He was weaving a little when he got on the stool next to me. George Hanley followed him back inside and took his place at the end of the bar again.
She's busy.
Took her a long time to tell you that.
She's a girl who takes a long time with everything.
Oh, what's her name?
Huh?
What's her name? The girl you just called.
Oh, Rita.
Rita. Well, here's to Rita. Come on, drink up. You might have to eat with me.
I don't want to drink to Rita, and I don't want to have dinner with you. What do you think of that? Huh?
I thought you were a nice fella. Remember?
God of blazes.
Hold on. Hey!
Johnny, you may have something with this bird at that.
How come, George?
That call he just made, long distance to Baltimore. I got that much.
He said he'd never been there, didn't know anyone there. Keep an eye on us, Georgie.
You betcha, pal.
Hey, Frank. Hey, look, what's the matter, friend?
I just left you, I thought, for good.
Oh, come on, I'll buy you dinner.
You buy me nothing, Dollar. Go on back to Baltimore.
Why don't you?
What?
Why don't you go back to Baltimore?
What's that supposed to mean?
Just what it means. Well,
Maybe we better talk some more.
Fine.
My car's in the lot here.
Okay.
You're after me, aren't you?
Well, let's say I met you yesterday to get some facts. Let's say I drank with you tonight to find out what kind of a guy you are. I've done most of the talking up to date. Now it's your turn.
Uh-huh.
Well?
I don't know whether I got anything to say to you.
Oh, make up your mind, will you?
Look, suppose I were John Ridden. I'm not. But suppose I were.
I can't tell you what a court would do about an insurance fraud.
No, you're just a clumsy ox stumbling around for some answers and you haven't got any yet. Get out of my way.
Wait a minute.
He's a very handy fella. I didn't want to interfere, Johnny.
Stay on him. See where he goes, what he does, Georgie. Hurry.
You all right, pal?
Sure. Hurry. I wasn't all right at all. Frank Bowers was not only big, but fast, and he caught me off guard. I went back through the hotel lobby up to my room and lay down on the bed, and I waited for the phone to ring. Sooner or later, it'd be George Hanley or Frank Bowers' tale reporting some development that had solved the whole case. But the phone didn't ring. Nothing happened. No one phoned, no one came by. I went to sleep about 1 o'clock. The next morning, George Hanley called and asked me how I was feeling after the punching session in the parking lot. He reported that Frank Bowers had jumped in his car, driven straight home, and gone straight to bed. Expense account item 12, 48 cents, postage. Cost of mailing a sample of Bowers' fingerprints to Washington, D.C. At 8 o'clock that night, I had another phone call.
Hi, baby. This is George Hanley. How do you feel?
Okay, what's up, Georgie?
I'm still keeping my eye on Frank Bowers. He's nervous, all right. Been staying in the house all day. I can see him walking back and forth in the living room. He must have smoked a package of cigarettes every hour.
Uh-huh. Has he used the phone?
Yeah. Looks like long-distance stuff again. You know, place the call, hang up, then wait for the operator to call back.
Possibly Baltimore again.
Possible. How about it?
I'm thinking. Where are you?
Right across the street from his house.
Be right out. The heater in my rented car wasn't working that night. I remember that part very well. My feet and hands were numb with the 10 below weather when I flicked off the lights and pulled up alongside George Hanley, stationed across the street from Frank Bowers' home.
It's some weather.
Yeah. How's Bauer doing?
I think he's got a visitor with him now, Johnny. Must have showed up while I was calling you. Big guy wrapped in an overcoat. I've seen him move around the room a couple of times.
George, let's go in and shake him up. I'm tired of all this.
You think he's reared?
I don't know, but I want to wind it up one way or the other.
Okay. Want to wait for his friend to leave?
Nope. No, it's a nutty thing.
You're the one who's nutty. You already proved he isn't John Reardon. That's all you wanted.
I know. Now I want to prove I'm getting old and crotchety and don't believe what I see and hear. Bear with me, Georgie.
Sure, pal. You're crazy, but I love you. Hey.
Huh?
Visitor's leaving. Make him?
No. An overcoat and a hat aren't much to go on. He's...
Georgie, come on! Hey, Johnny, look out!
I went down. The gun of the man in the overcoat had gone off a couple more times. The nearest bullet came 6 inches from my head. Without my gun, all I could do was hug the ground for cover and try to stay out of his line of fire. The shots deafened me for a moment. When my hearing came back, I heard someone very close to me. It was Georgie. He was dying.
There'll be another exciting episode in our story of the Chesapeake fraud matter tomorrow.
Tomorrow, proof that an insurance case is one thing, murder of a pal is something else. Tomorrow, the wind-up. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by John Dawson, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for the next exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
Welcome back. I have to appreciate on some level Johnny Dollar deciding, the insurance company who's paying the bills may be done with this, but I'm not. Kind of an odd approach to take, but he is our hero, so we'll allow it. I also have to appreciate the drama here that's set up with the death of Johnny's friend. Obviously they have time to kind of develop our interest and appreciation of the character, particularly over a couple of days worth of shows. And this is going to be, I think, a very interesting wrap-up. And I hope you'll be with us on Friday to see how it all shakes out. The only negative thing I can really say about this episode is that Johnny's recap in part 3 of the event so far was probably the least subtle of any we've heard so far. All right, well, as I said, Friday we conclude the Chesapeake fraud matter as we continue Carter Brown Call for a Columnist. Tomorrow we will be back with Sherlock Holmes. Today's episode's brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Let's go ahead and we'll take a listen to today's episode, The Adventure of the Dying Detective.
The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, with Sir John Gielgud as Sherlock Holmes and Sir Ralph Richardson as our storyteller, Dr. James Watson.
Oh, Dr. Watson, he's dying. It's Mr. Holmes, sir. He won't last through another day. What shall I do, Doctor? Oh, heaven help him. Mr. Holmes is dying.
I'll never forget that terrible November day in '89. I was in practice in Paddington, and Mrs. Hudson, our old Baker Street landlady, somehow made her way to my rooms through the fog with that dreadful message. I was horrified. I'd heard nothing of Sherlock Holmes' illness. I'd seen little enough of the man himself for some time, knowing that he was engaged in a very complex case somewhere. But I need hardly say that when I'd calmed Mrs. Hudson as best I could, I snatched my coat and hat, and I rushed out with her to a hansom.
Doctor, we're going so slow.
Great heavens, man, can't you go faster? I'm a doctor. A man's life depends on it.
Not a hope, sir. Not in this fog. Can't hardly see a yard.
Careful, man.
Sorry. Can't have it all ways. Nearly went into that tray, I did. Blind Harry.
Oh, do what you can. Try the side streets.
No lights in them, Governor. What number was it you said in Baker Street?
221B, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Is it him that's dying?
It is. Hurry, man. You have double fare.
That's different, sir. I don't mean the fare, but if it's Mr. Sherlock Holmes, it's different, I mean. Yeah, there, my beauty.
Oh, Mrs. Hudson, I really must beg you. The thing's worrying enough without tears.
Oh, I can't help it, Doctor, honest. I'm that upset. He's been so good to me always.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. How long has he been like this? So ill?
3 days it's been. Sinking faster. Oh, it's pitiful to see him lying there.
But why on earth didn't you tell me before? At least you could have got some kind of medical help for him.
Let me. You know how masterful he is. I couldn't bear it any more when I saw him lying there this afternoon. Them bones sticking out of his face and his great bright eyes staring at me. Oh, he'll never get out of his bed again, Doctor.
Oh, pray heaven I can do something to prevent that, Mrs. Hudson.
I told him I wouldn't bide another minute. I was going to fetch a doctor with his leave or without, I said. And he said, let it be Dr. Watson, then he said. So I come, sir.
Thank heaven. What's he been doing lately? Do you know?
I never do, sir. But he did say something about a case down at Rotherhithe.
The river and this fog. He's picked up some infection.
That's my beauty. We've nearly done it, sir. There's 221B Baker Street.
Heaven bless you. Now, take this sovereign, Mrs. Hudson, and do you settle with the driver while I run straight upstairs.
Very good, sir.
Here we are, sir. Well, the old beauty. This is it, sir. Well, now, my beauty.
Holmes. Great heavens. Holmes.
Well, Watson. Back to the old haunt again, I see. You never could escape from Baker Street for long. But we've fallen on evil days, you see.
My dear fellow.
No, Watson, keep back. Come one step nearer. I shall order you out of the house.
But you're sick to death, Holmes. I'm a doctor.
Do what I say, Watson. Stay where you are.
You're in a fever. Mrs. Hudson was right. I've never seen such a brightness in man's eyes.
Yes, and this foul crust on my lips. And my bones almost breaking through the skin. Oh, don't think I haven't seen it, Watson. Don't think I haven't kept staring into the mirror these last 3 days. Just waiting.
Waiting?
For confirmation. What I've suspected from the start.
Well, now, let me...
No, don't be angry with me, Watson. You're a good fellow, but it's for your own sake, and you must keep your distance. Don't come near me.
My sake? Holmes, you're delirious.
Am I? But I know, you see. I know what's the matter. It's a coolie disease from Sumatra, Watson. The Dutch know more about it than we do, but even they've hardly made much of it. It's deadly. And horribly contagious.
Good heavens, Holmes. Do you suppose that'll hinder me? It's my job, man. I'd go near a stranger in such circumstances, let alone an old friend.
Stay where you are, I say. Do I have to ask again? Sit there and I'll go on talking. Otherwise, you'll have to leave me alone to die in peace.
Now, Holmes, I warn you. You can be master elsewhere, but at least I'm master in the sick room. Now, I'm going to examine your symptoms and treat you for them.
Now then, very well, Watson, I must say it. If I am to have a doctor, I must at least have a man in whom I've some confidence.
You've none in me, then?
Oh, in your friendship, of course. We've been through so much together. I know your worth, man, but... Well, facts are facts. And your experience is very limited. And your qualifications rather mediocre, Watson.
I see.
Do you think I wanted to say that, old friend? I hated to do it, but I had to. Forgive me.
Yes, of course. But if you've no confidence in me after all we've been to each other, I won't intrude my services for a moment.
Oh, Watson.
Yes, but at least you'll permit me to bring someone else, then. I can't sit here and watch you die, even if you have hurt me so abominably. Now, let me bring Penrose Fisher, any of the best men in London.
You mean so well, Watson. You always did. You want me to demonstrate your ignorance? What do you know of Tapanuli fever? What do you know of the Black Formosa corruption?
I admit I've never heard of either of them.
You see, there's so many problems of disease in the East, Watson. I've learned so much lately. That's how I became infected. Yeah, it was a case among some coolies at the docks. You can't do anything.
I can. I've suddenly remembered. Aintree's in London. He's the greatest living authority on tropical disease. I'm going to fetch him, Holmes, this instant.
Watson! Stay where you are! I'm not dead yet, and you won't pass this door while I've strength to stand up in front of it.
Great heavens, Holmes!
There, you see? It's locked, and you won't get this key from me by force, Watson. I've got you, my friend.
Holmes, this is insanity.
Is it? Those are the final symptoms, I believe. Stand over there, little. If they're by the table, let me pass round you to get back to bed. Oh, Lord, the pain.
At least, let me give you some water.
Dad. I can reach it if I want it. You shall have your way, Watson, if you'll just have patience. Only give me a moment to get my strength.
I seem to have no choice.
I'll let you go, Watson. Yes. In a quarter of an hour, I'll let you go. But you'll seek help only from the man I choose.
As long as I can bring someone.
Yeah, you shall, I promise. There's only one thing. Just one thing, old friend.
Well, what is it? I'll do anything.
Have you any change in your pocket?
Change? Well, I think so, yes.
Any silver?
Yes, a good deal.
How many half-crowns?
Half-crowns?
Yeah, quickly, count them, Watson.
Why, 5.
Too few.
Too few? Too few for what?
But we must do what we can. Quickly. Put them all into your watch pocket, Watson. And all the rest of your money in your left trouser pocket. Thank you. It'll balance you so much better, you see.
Delirium. Oh.
Light the gas now, will you? I'll let you move to light the gas, Watson, but you must be careful. Not for one instant must it be more than half on. I implore you, Watson. Otherwise, the balance of your silver will be altered again. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I've nothing to do but wait. What are you doing, man?
Nothing. I'm just putting the matches back on the table. Hello. What a curious little ivory box.
Put it down, Watson! This instant, you hear?
My dear Holmes.
I hate to have my things touched. You know that? Oh, you've fidgeted me beyond endurance. You, a doctor, you're enough to drive a patient to an asylum. You'll find the sugar tongs on the mantelpiece.
Sugar tongs?
To lift the box, man. Yes, that little ivory box. Set it closer to me, here, where I can watch it. So, you see, it might be full of oysters.
Oysters?
Yeah, of course, they're so prolific, Watson. Everywhere. Yeah, but I think you wanted to go now that your silver balance is...
Anywhere to get help for you.
Yeah.
I can't bear to see you like this, Holmes.
Very well. It's time now. You can go and fetch Mr. Culbert and Smith to me. Number 13, Lower Burke Street.
Culbert and Smith? I've never heard the name.
No doubt. It may surprise you that the one man on earth who really knows about this disease isn't a medical man at all, but a planter. He's a well-known resident of Sumatra, home on leave.
I'll go at once if you'll give me the key.
Yes, stay there. I'll throw it onto the table. Oh, there's only one thing more, Watson. One more.
What is it?
You may have to plead with him to come.
To plead?
Yes, there's no good feeling between us. His nephew, a young fellow called Victor Savage, died recently. I'd suspected foul play, and I let Culbert and Smith see that I suspected, so that the fellow has a grudge against which will beg him, Watson, implore him, get him here by any means. He's the only man in all the world who can save me.
I'll bring him if I have to carry him.
Nothing of the sort. Persuade him to come, but come back yourself first. Yes, make any excuse so as to reach me before he does. You won't fail me, Watson.
I never did, I think.
No. Oh, bless you, Watson, never. Here's the key. In Lower Burke Street, Culbert and Smith. Yeah, you and I, Watson, have done our part. But the world might still be overrun by oysters. All our gaslit, foggy, wondrous world.
So, with a heavy heart, shocked at the wreck of that magnificent intellect, I left him babbling like a foolish child. The fog had lifted a little, but progress through the gas-lit streets was still delayed. I found my destination at last, 13 Lower Burke Street. And feeling desperate, I forced my way in past the manservant who opened the door. I found myself in a dark hall, confronting the figure of a man, very small and twisted in the shoulders and back, but with a skull of enormous capacity and a face coarse-grained and strangely yellow. Mr. Culberton Smith. Mr. Culberton Smith.
What is the meaning of this intrusion?
I'm sorry, but the matter simply can't be delayed. My friend, Mr. Sherlock Holmes...
What? Holmes? You come from Sherlock Holmes?
This instant. My name's Watson.
What about Holmes? How is he?
Desperately ill. That's why I've come.
So? I'm sorry to hear it. Do sit down, Mr. Watson.
Doctor.
Indeed. A professional in my own amateur line, then? And Mr. Holmes has his enemies, too. In crime, of course, where ours are among the microbes.
It was on account of your special knowledge that Mr. Holmes wanted to see you, Mr. Smith. He's a high opinion of your skill in Eastern diseases.
Indeed. I'll confess the subject is a particular hobby of mine. But, why did Mr. Sherlock Holmes fancy this disease of his was Eastern...
He's been working on a case among some Chinese sailors down by the docks.
Ah, that's it, is it? Well, we must trust that the matter isn't as grave as you suppose. How long has he been ill?
3 days.
Is he delirious?
I'm afraid so, quite severely.
It sounds serious enough, then. I'll come with you at once.
Oh, thank you, but I'm afraid I have another appointment, Mr. Smith. You'll find the street door ajar. His landlady may not be back. Now, I must hurry, Mr. Smith.
Oh, very well. I'll go alone, then. I know Mr. Holmes' address. You can rely on my being there within half an hour.
Thank you.
Good evening, Dr. Watson.
Good evening.
A very good evening to you, sir.
Who's that?
All right.
Oh, Watson, that's good. Did you see him?
Yes, he's coming.
Admirable. You're the best of messengers, my dear Watson.
He wanted to come back with me.
That would never have done, Watson, would it?
But why?
Well, he asked what was wrong with me, of course.
Well, I told him about the Chinese in the East End.
Exactly. You've done all that a good friend could. I'm very much obliged. Well, now you must disappear from the scene entirely.
I must wait and hear his opinion, Holmes. You can't deny me that.
Oh, yes, of course you must. I wouldn't dream of depriving you of it, but he's such a curious fellow, Watson. I've reason to believe his opinion will be more valuable if he thinks that he and I are quite alone. I believe there's just room for you here. Here, behind the head of my bed, I think.
My dear Holmes.
Yes, there's no alternative, man. The old room doesn't lend it so much to concealment, does it? Quick, Watson, if you love me. Do you hear what I say? But there's a cab drawing up.
What? I must say, Holmes, that if it weren't...
For heaven's sake, keep quiet. Don't speak. Don't move, whatever happens. Just listen, Watson. Listen with all your ears.
Well, if you say so, but this is really hardly dignified.
He's coming, man. Quiet now.
Holmes.
Holmes. Can't you hear me, Holmes?
Smith. Is that you? Oh, thank heaven. I hardly dared to hope you'd come.
I should imagine not, indeed. And yet, I did, you see. Coals of fire, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, it's very good of you, very noble of you. I appreciate your special knowledge.
You do, eh? Fortunately, you're the only man in London who does. You know what's the matter with you?
Yes, the same. I recognize the symptoms.
I shouldn't be surprised. And a bad lookout for you, if it is, eh, Holmes? Poor Victor was a dead man on the 4th day.
I knew you did it, Smith.
Oh, you did you? Only you couldn't prove it. So you spread your rotten reports about me, and then you come crawling when you're in trouble yourself. What sort of game is that for the great Sherlock Holmes to play?
Let bygones be bygones, Smith. I'll forget it all. Only cure me and I'll forget it all.
Forget? What?
About Victor Savage's death. You as good as admit it, just now that you've done it. I'll forget it.
Can't you remember any unusual incident about the time your symptoms began?
Nothing. I'm too ill.
Didn't anything come by post, for instance? A box, by chance?
Smith, in mercy's name.
Holmes, you must hear me. An ivory box. It came on Wednesday.
Yes.
You opened it. Do you remember?
Yes. There was a sharp spring inside it. Some kind of joke.
A joke, eh? Wasn't any joke as you find out your cost.
I remember. The spring. It drew blood. That box there. On the table.
The very one, by George. And it may as well leave the room in my pocket. There goes your last shred of evidence, Sherlock Holmes. But you have the truth at last, and you can die with the knowledge that I killed you. You knew too much about how Victor Savage died, so I've sent you to join him. I think I'll sit here and watch you go. You haven't long now.
Turn up the gas, Smith. Please.
Oh. The shadows begin to fall, do they? Well, the gas, eh? All the better to see you by. Is there any other little service that I can do for you, my friend?
Yes, if you'd be so good. Just give me your hand. Your hand. Your hand. Ah, thank you.
What's the meaning of this?
I wouldn't struggle if I were you, Mr. Culberton Smith. These handcuffs are quite strong enough to hold you.
You can stand.
Ah, my pipe.
You're perfectly well.
The best way of acting a part, of course, is to be it, Smith. I give you my word that for the last 3 days I've tasted neither food nor drink, but really it's the lack of tobacco that I found most irksome.
Holmes, I'll murder you.
You almost did, my friend. But wait, there's someone coming in I think who'll be delighted to make your acquaintance. Ah, good evening, Inspector Morton. There's your man.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. We've been waiting in the street as you told us to in your message.
Yeah, and cold enough, too, I'd fancy, on a night like this. To save a poor invalid trouble, Inspector, Mr. Smith was so very good as to give you our signal himself by turning up the gas.
For heaven, this is an outrage. I'll not stand for such a trick.
One trick's as good as another, Mr. Smith. Inspector Morton is from the yard, and the sergeant, well, you better hold out your hands and go quietly.
Come, sir. I arrest you on the charge of the murder of one Victor Savage.
And the attempted murder of one Sherlock Holmes. Oh, by the way, Morton, the prisoner, has a small box in his left-hand coat pocket, which I think it'd be just as well to remove.
Yes.
But handle it gingerly, if you please. Let me pass you the sugar tongs. There, that's it. Yeah, here, on the table. Thank you so much.
A nice trap, Holmes. Or so you fancy. But you've no witness. And whatever was said in this room was only between ourselves. And my word is just as good as yours.
Archie! Oh, I beg your pardon.
Good heavens! My dear Watson, where are you? Bless you. Oh, yes, behind the bed. I owe you 1,000 apologies.
So I should think, Holmes. I've never been so uncomfortable in all my life.
Oh, my poor dear fellow. I need hardly introduce you to Mr. Culberton Smith, who I am sure will now accept his defeat most gracefully, now that he sees that you were witness to his confession.
Your servant, Mr. Smith.
Confound you, Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, thank you. Take him away, Inspector. We can make all formal arrangements later. In the meantime, Watson, perhaps you'll be good enough to pour me out a glass of brandy.
Well, take his other arm, Sergeant. Much obliged to you, Mr. Holmes. You've done it again. Good night, sir. And Dr. Watson.
Good night, Morton.
Good night.
After you, Mr. Smith.
Well, there you are then, Holmes. Here's your brandy.
Thank you.
And I should prescribe a couple of biscuits. For an empty stomach, I think.
Oh, thank you. I never needed this more.
I never forgive you, Holmes. You know that, of course.
Oh, come, Watson.
No, never.
It was essential now to convince Mrs. Hudson that I was a dying man, so that she could convince you, and you could convince our friend Mr. Culberton Smith.
Yes, but you should have told me.
Don't be offended, Watson. It was really a compliment, you know.
Compliment?
Well, among your many talents, dissimulation finds no place, old friend. And you could never have impressed Smith with the urgency of it all if you hadn't really believed it yourself.
But your whole appearance, your ghastly face, and those eyes.
3 days of absolute fast hardly improve one's beauty, Watson. And for the rest, well, a smear of Vaseline on the forehead, a little belladonna in the eyes, a touch of rouge on the cheekbones, and these crusts of beeswax on the lips. A very satisfying effect may be produced, I think. Malingering is a subject I've often thought of for a monogram.
And a little occasional talk about half-crowns or oysters, for instance, and behold, a case of tragic delirium.
Exactly.
Yes, but why did you never let me near you? If there wasn't any infection after all. Now, that was the unkindest cut, Holmes. It truly was. You said you'd no confidence in me.
Too much, my dear Watson.
What?
Well, do you imagine I'd have no respect for your medical ability? Could I imagine for a moment that your astute judgment would pass a dying man who had no rise of pulse or temperature? My dear fellow.
Well, if you put it that way...
Of course I do. How else? At 4 yards I could deceive you, not a foot nearer. And who then would have brought Mr. Smith within my grasp?
Ah, yes. Yes, but the little box, eh? That harmless-looking little ivory box. What is that?
No, Watson, don't touch it, not even now. Can't you see the way the little sharp infected spring shoots out like a viper's tooth when you look down at it sideways? He killed his nephew with that device. The boy stood between Smith and his inheritance. He died horribly.
Oh, still, I find it hard to forgive you, you know. You worried Mrs. Hudson and me inconsolably.
Ah, poor Mrs. Hudson, I'll make it up to her. But you must admit it was the work of a true artist. You must permit me my methods. Watson, you of all people. Holmes. Come, let me soothe your savage breast. And then, perhaps, when I've dressed, something solid and nutritious at that little chop house of ours in the Strand would not, I fancy, be out of place. I confess that dying is quite one of the hungriest hobbies I've ever taken up.
The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, based on the original stories of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, have been dramatized anew, with original music composed by Sidney Torch. Sir Ralph Richardson played the part of Dr. Watson, and Sir John Gielgud that of Sherlock Holmes. The program was produced by Harry Allen Towers.
Welcome back. Well, this was, I think, absolutely great performance by John Gielgud. This is generally not one of my favorite Sherlock Holmes stories, because to me, it always feels like somebody should have caught on to this. If not Dr. Watson, then certainly the criminal. But, I guess arrogance plays a role in that. But absolutely great performance in putting this particular story together and creating that sense of drama. So absolutely well done here. Well, we do turn now to listener comments and feedback, and a review of the podcast, but actually seems to be more of the app on iTunes. Listener C. Candy writes, a great variety of detective radio shows. I'm particularly partial to Sherlock Holmes, though was very delighted to be introduced to new shows. The host, Adam, gives energetic information and enjoyable listening to him. Must say I wish all my investments were this rewarding. Well, thank you so much. Glad that money for the app was well spent. We have a couple more. Brain Freeze 47 in the app reviews says ditto to another reviews. Who needs TV? Turn the lights down and allow yourself to drift through your mind. And and Cleveland Val says, I've been listening for 2 years now. Adam does a great job with this podcast. We love it. And childhood memory, Motoshika Justina says, love the app, gave you 4 stars, waiting for more shows and other improvements. I listen almost every night. And finally, we have this one on the Sherlock Holmes feed. This is from Dr. J. Todd. Great podcast. Thank you for your hard work. Audio programs like this for persons who are blind provide for great entertainment. Well, we're glad to be of service to you. And I appreciate so much everyone listening and taking time to leave their reviews over on iTunes, because it's such, so many people take a look at the reviews before deciding to subscribe to a show or purchase an app. So really, truly appreciate it. All right, well, that'll do it for today. We will be back on Friday with the second part of Call for a Columnist, and also the concluding episode of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, the Chesapeake Fraud Matter. Today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thank you so much for your support. Coming up later in the program, we will wrap up the Chesapeake Fraud Matter. But now it's time for part 2 of Call for a Columnist. And when we last left Johnny Lane, He was waking up to a dangerous-looking visitor.
Carter Brown Mysteries. Adventures in excitement and suspense. Based on the best-selling novels by the slick storytelling sensation, Carter Brown.
You'd think people would have a little more respect for my position, not to say my feelings. After all, 4 million readers turn regularly every day to my column to the headline, Dynamite with Johnny Lane. I'm somebody in this town. And what happens? Just because I print a hint in my column about a mobster's imminent demise, a hint thrown my way by an anonymous female phone call, I'm suddenly everybody's favorite focus of attention. The wrong kind of attention. Like the guy at my penthouse door shoving a gun into my stomach and telling me to get inside.
That's bitter, Mr. Lane. Now we can get down to business.
Now, look, I got no business with anyone like you. I'm just a newspaper columnist.
You printed that item about Albert Ferraro's murder, didn't you? Before it happened.
Yeah, but look, O'Byrne, the chief of police, and the captain of his Stanger, they wanted to know about it, too. But I didn't tell them anything, so you and your friends don't need to be nervous.
No, but you do. You're gonna need protection, friend. I just proved it.
What?
You're a sitting duck, Mr. Lane. I could have blown your head off, and who was to stop me?
Who are you?
My card.
What? Leon Arts, Private Detective Missing Persons Trace Bodyguard Supply.
And that's just what you need, a bodyguard. Now, I can supply one. Our rates are $35 a day and expenses. That's not too much to save your life, is it, Mr. Lane?
No, I guess not, but...
No buts, Mr. Lane. Now, suppose I'd been one of these criminals you've been ridiculing in your column. You would have been dead by now.
Okay, you sold me.
Oh, fine. Now, got one of our standard agreements here. If you will sign it, I'll spend the night on your sofa, and in the morning I'll assign a regular bodyguard to you.
Who'll that be?
Oh, Tony Spencer, my best operative.
Okay. I don't know that I approve of your methods, Mr. Arch, but you got a deal. The comforting reassurance of the private eye's presence on the sofa in the other room gave me 8 hours solid slumber. But when I yawned the morning in, I nearly dislocated my jaw halfway through the yawn. The sofa was empty. Then I remembered. Arch must have gone out to arrange about Tony Spencer, my permanent bodyguard. And Police Chief O'Byrne's threats of the night before disappeared in the thought of constant protection from some nice, hefty ex-heavyweight. The percolator was bubbling and soft music from the radio was cheering the morning when the buzzer went. I bounded to greet my bodyguard.
Mr. Lane?
Sure. What can I do for you?
It's what I can do for you, Mr. Lane. I presume it's all right for me to come in? You have a nice place here, Mr. Lane. I think I'm going to like it.
You do?
I certainly do.
Well, that's fine, just fine. Beautiful blonde is just what I need in my life. Honey, come to Papa. Hey! Hey, what hit me? A blockbuster?
I don't know why it is, but I have this trouble with every assignment.
Huh?
It's always the same. Men just can't get used to the idea of a female bodyguard.
You mean you're Tony Spencer?
That's right. And there's no need to look so surprised. There are female lawyers, doctors, dentists. Why not a female private detective?
But I can't go around with a lady bodyguard. I'd be the laughing stock of the town. Now, I'm sorry, but you'd better go back to the agency. I'll pay for the day's hire, of course.
It'll cost you more than that. Didn't you read the penalty clause in the agreement?
I didn't read it. I just signed it.
Your agreement calls for a bodyguard for a minimum of 2 weeks. If you break the contract, the full premium is due immediately, plus compensation of $500.
That's blackmail.
That's business. Well, do I stay?
Who am I to argue with a beautiful girl? Especially when she's a jiu-jitsu expert.
Well, there's certainly one thing about working for you, Mr. Lane. A girl gets taken to the best places.
Oh, I'm here every night. Jewel and I have an understanding. You know, I can't get over it.
What?
That dress.
Why is something showing?
Nothing that shouldn't be.
Johnny! Oh, you remembered. Oh, I didn't realize you had company.
Simone, sit down. This is Tony Spencer. Simone. She's half the Adagio team in the floor show. Simon and Simone.
Yes, I've heard about you. Especially about that intriguing finish to your act where you spin off the stage. Tell me, do you have to take your meals off the mantelpiece afterwards? You must wait and see. Unfortunately, not tonight. Simon is ill, so we do not perform tonight. What a pity. I'm just dying from curiosity. Just so long as it's from something. Mr. Lane, will you excuse me? I want a part of my nose. It's obviously not wanted here. I admire your taste, Johnny. I must even confess to a minute touch of jealousy.
Jealousy? Oh, you flatter me, Simone.
I thought we had a mutual interest in each other. I was even hoping that as I had a night off tonight...
Oh, you don't have to worry about Tony. She's only a buddy.
Well, that isn't exactly a nice way to describe a girl.
I mean, she's only a friend. Simone, how about we fade quietly away while the opportunity's ripe, huh?
And teach your girlfriend?
Oh, she won't care. Come on, let's get while the getting's good.
All right, Johnny. And I know just the place.
Yeah? Where?
My apartment.
This is what you call really living. Beautiful girl, cozy apartment.
Oh, it's just a place to sleep. You know, you fascinate me, Johnny.
I do?
Mm-hmm. What does it feel like to be a power in the land? To know that what you write today is read by 4 million people the following day.
Oh, feels just like any other job where you can make $100,000 a year.
Johnny, tell me about Mr. Big who runs the vice rackets. I'm dying to know who he really is.
Well, so am I, honey.
Oh, come on, Johnny. Don't be a sourpuss. I won't breathe a word to anybody.
I'm sorry, honey. I wish I could tell you, but I can't.
Oh, Johnny. Blast. I don't know who this is, but I don't want them, whoever they are.
She moved out into the hall, and I got a lot of pleasure out of following that swing and sway walk. In a couple of minutes, she came back with 2 men behind her. The first one had a face like a horse in a suit with more padding than the average woman's magazine serial. The second had white hair and blue eyes covered by black, heavy-rimmed spectacles.
Johnny.
Whoa, company. Introduce me to your friends, Simone.
I can't. I don't know them.
What do they want?
I don't know.
Why don't you ask them?
Because the one with the glasses has a gun in my back, and he told me to shut up if I wanted to stay alive.
Oh.
Okay, that's enough. We're in a hurry. Come on, let's go.
Johnny, do something.
Well, it's a shame to break up a pleasant evening, but these gentlemen are so anxious for your company, Simone.
We don't want the dame. We want you, Buster.
Me?
Yeah. So grab your hat and get moving.
I had to put up a struggle, but I was outnumbered. There were 4 of them. 2 men and 2 guns. I was bundled out of the apartment into a car. About an hour later, after more twists and turns than a roller coaster with hiccups, we pulled up outside a dilapidated shack off the main highway. 2 hoods shoved me inside. By a roaring log fire stood a ravishing redhead. When she saw me, she smiled. When I saw her, I blinked and did a double take.
Hello, Johnny.
Hey, weren't you a blonde last time I saw you?
Could be. I really forget.
Oh, the world suddenly gets to be a small place. I remember. You're a piece of dirt I wouldn't use in my column.
You use such nice language, Johnny.
Senator Rowland's girlfriend.
Ex. That's important, Johnny. Ex-girlfriend.
Thelma, as I live and breathe.
Which you will for a long time. I hope. Ah, aren't you going to say thank you? I gave you some good stuff for your column, didn't I?
The best. Lyle the mystery, the anonymous phone calls, and this kidnapping. If you'd called me, I'd have come.
Oh, we'd have prepared it this way, Johnny. Or maybe we got a peculiar sense of humor.
Okay, so I'm laughing and now the gag's over. Can I go home now?
Sorry, Johnny, the gag isn't over. Not yet.
You're staying right here for 2 or 3 days.
What for?
We thought the peace and quiet would give you a chance to write your column without any interruptions.
Now, don't be crazy. How can I write my column here? I can't get in touch with any of my contacts. I'll be isolated.
Well, you don't have to worry about that, Johnny. You see, we've written your column for you.
What?
That's right. To cover 2 issues and asking a few interesting questions, like, do people know that the learned Senator Rowland made his money out of slot machines in the first place, setting up the wires for bookies in the second place, and dope and call girl rackets in the third place? Also, that Albert Ferraro was bumped up not because he was going to sing to the Senator's investigation committee, but because he was trying a double cross. And finally, asking whose influence got Police Chief O'Byrne his job.
Holy cow.
And all you've got to do is copy the stuff out in your style and handwriting so we can deliver it to the news.
If you think I'm sending that sort of stuff to my paper, you're crazy.
If you think you're not, you're as good as dead.
Yeah, but insinuations like that about Rowland and O'Byrne, I'll be shot.
You'll be shot either way. So what have you got to lose?
I'm always a guy who'll see reason, especially when there's a gun pointing at my midriff. Thelma stood over me while I batted out the column on a ramshackle typewriter. I presume she just wanted to check on my spelling. And she and the white-haired guy, they called him the professor, grabbed the car and headed for town, leaving me in the tender care of the Horseface character, whom I logically enough called Horseface.
You just keep in line, pal, and you and me'll get along but fine.
Now, look, look, fella, what's the sense in keeping me here? I did what Thelma wanted, didn't I? You might as well let me go now, huh?
Oh, no, we ain't that dumb. First thing you do when you get back to town is cancel them columns. Oh, no, pal. You stay right here. Hey, what's that?
Sounds like visitors at the front door.
I ain't expecting nobody. I'll go see. And you keep your trap shut, pal.
What the... Hey, who is it? Hey, Horseface!
Wow, that's a fine thing to call a girl.
Tony!
You rat, running out on me like that. Don't be surprised if Mr. Arts invokes Clause 14 of the contract.
Clause 14?
Non-cooperation. Non-cooperation of a client doubles the fees payable to the agency.
Look, never mind the fees. How did you get here?
I'm a private detective, remember?
Yeah, but Horseface, the guy who opened the door.
It came off and hit him. Now, come on, we're getting out of here. Mr. Arts is outside in the car. We've got everything arranged.
Boy, you sure work fast.
We've got a hideout all arranged, where you can lie low for a couple of days.
Lie low? What are you talking about? I gotta get back to town and stop from publishing my column.
I don't know anything about your column. I've got my orders from Mr. Arts. You've got a hideout for a few days.
I am doing nothing of the sort. I am not moving from here except to go back to town.
Oh, well, if you feel like that. Sorry, Mr. Lane. But orders are orders.
Welcome back. One is tempted to pun that the bodyguard was a knockout in more ways than one. Well, next week we'll find out if Johnny Lane is able to salvage his journalistic reputation, such as it is, and a very interesting private detective contract. We'll see how this all plays out next week. But now we turn to that man with the action-packed expense account, yours truly, Johnny Dollar, as we wrap up the Chesapeake fraud matter.
From Hollywood, it's time now for Bob Bailey as
Johnny Dollar.
This is the operator. Ready with your call to Mr. Pat Kelleher in Baltimore. Go ahead, please.
Hello?
Hello, Pat.
I got your wire. What's all this? What happened?
We're still trying to find out. The man calling himself Frank Bowers was killed an hour ago. George Hanley, one of the operatives I had watching him, was killed, too. We've got a vague description of the killer.
Are you all right?
Yeah, but I'm going to be tied up with the police here.
Well, you need money for bail or anything like that, just draw a draft on the company. I'll confirm it.
Thanks, Pat.
Too bad about your friend.
Yeah, he was a good guy. I want to find out who killed him.
Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Universal Adjustment Bureau, Baltimore, Maryland. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Chesapeake fraud matter. Expense account continued. Item 13, a quarter for some aspirin. It turned out to be a long night. Several homicide officers arrived at the double murder scene within a matter of minutes and got right down to the business at hand. Frank Bowers had been shot to death. George Hanley had been shot to death. Lieutenant Tom O'Neill was in charge, a big blond man who seemed to know what he was about.
Okay, let's see that ID again.
Here you go.
Insurance investigator, hmm?
That's right.
Okay. What was your business here with these two men?
My home office in Baltimore had reason to believe that Frank Bowers was really a man named John Reardon. Reardon was supposed to have died 5 years ago. I was sent out here to investigate it since there had been a $20,000 claim in the matter.
Sure.
I hired George Hanley to help me out. He was keeping an eye on Frank Bowers. I came out earlier tonight to give him a hand and the shooting began.
Any idea who did it?
A big man in a top coat and a hat. I really didn't get a look at him, Lieutenant. I was busy with George Hanley.
Sure. You carry a gun?
Sometimes. I didn't have one tonight.
You tried to chase the killer?
I said I was busy with my friend.
That's right, you did. Well, how was your investigation coming along?
Frank Bowers' fingerprints didn't match the samples I had for John Reardon, but it didn't satisfy me. There were a lot of things about him personally I couldn't accept. I harassed him a little last night, and he got pretty excited and slugged me. This was after I found out he'd been trying to call Baltimore.
Who in Baltimore?
I don't know.
Well, tell me about this harassing. We'll make a check with the phone company.
Well, I needled him purposely, trying to scare him into a blunder. I think I was doing pretty good. I'll never know now.
Uh-huh. What else you got to say about your case?
Well, that's about it, Lieutenant.
It is, huh?
Well, that's all I got to say because that's all I know about it.
Next time, be careful with your needling tactics, boy.
I was doing what I thought best on the case.
Sure you were. You were doing swell. You let a friend of yours get shot down in front of your eyes. Not to mention the other guy. You can't give us a description of the killer or a hint at the motive. Now, maybe George Hanley wasn't a friend of yours at that.
Why, you...
Dad, take it easy, kiddo. Take it easy. Remember, below the belt, I'm sorry. You've had quite a night. Nobody in your business or mine knows what's behind the door when he kicks it in. I'm just a cop trying to get straightened out, so I push too hard sometimes. We'll get it taken care of. Nobody walks in a man's house and shoots him down without somebody hearing something or seeing something. I mean, somebody besides you. Now, my men will cover every house in the block, in this whole area if we have to. Bound to be somebody somewhere.
The dogged Lieutenant O'Neill turned out to be 100% correct. In fact, he turned out to be 300% correct. For by 11 o'clock the following morning, his men had located 3 different people who had information about the brutal murders of Frank Bowers and George Hanley. The first was a man named Randall who had lived across the street. He had seen Bowers open his front door and admit the unknown killer. He said he wore glasses. The second was a paper boy who had come to collect while the killer was there. He stated that the killer and Bowers were arguing when he came up to the door. The third witness, a housewife, gave the most important information as to the man's description.
He was a good deal taller than Mr. Bowers.
How much taller?
3-4 inches at least. I saw him standing in the doorway from here. He had on a brown tweed topcoat. My husband has one just like it.
How old would you say he was?
45.
Have you ever seen him before?
No.
Would you know him if you saw him again?
Yes, anywhere.
You got that good look at him, huh?
Yes, the porch light was on.
Here's something, Dollar.
Lieutenant O'Neill had issued an all-points bulletin based on the combined descriptions given by the witnesses. In the meantime, his men had checked the local cab companies and found out that one of the drivers had carried a fare to Frank Bowers' home at 8 o'clock in the evening. The cab driver verified the housewife's description of the suspect and added the important information that he'd picked up the man at the airport. When that was checked, it was found the man had come in on a plane from the east at 5:45 in the afternoon. He had used the name Orrin Williams. Expense account item 14, $8.95. Another long-distance phone call to Baltimore and Pat Kelleher.
Well, I'll be darned. Do you have to stay there, John?
Of course I have to stay here. I'm a material witness. Not to mention the fact that a pal of mine was shot down.
Don't get on your high horse, John. It was just a question. Have any idea what it was all about?
Well, at the moment, I'm just sure a guy named Orrin Williams flew in, shot up 2 people, and beat it. If we had Williams, I'd give you the whole thing on a silver platter.
You're awfully touchy.
Well, this thing has gotten out of hand.
Well, I won't press you on it anymore, John. You do what you think is best. As far as the company's concerned, it's really not our business anymore, is it?
It's our business until it's cleared up.
Well, I mean Bowers. He wasn't John Reardon.
Dollar?
Hold it, Pat. Yeah?
Answer from Washington on your wire.
Yeah?
Here.
Let's see. Pat.
Yeah?
It is our business after all.
Huh?
The lieutenant here sent a hurry-up request to Washington on some of Bowers' fingerprints I mailed a couple of days ago. They check out.
I don't get it.
Bowers was John Reardon.
Oh. Well, where'd you get the samples of Reardon's prints that didn't check out?
From Hugh Bryan, Reardon's attorney.
I better call him.
Don't you dare. Don't open your mouth. I'll handle it when I get there.
Tell me about this fella, Hugh Bryan. According to the phone company, that's the man Bowers was trying to call in Baltimore.
I told him all I knew, and Lieutenant O'Neill listened thoughtfully. It became apparent from that point on, since Bowers' true identity had been established through Army records, that the bulk of the case could be concluded not in Denver, but in Baltimore. Expense account item 16, $216, plane fare and incidentals, Denver to Baltimore. I arrived at 10:15 in the evening, checked with the Baltimore police, who had been informed of the case by Tom O'Neill in Denver. At his request, they'd taken no action as yet. From the police station, I went directly to Hugh Bryan's residence. The house was English, conservative, and expensive. The fire in the living room looked cheerful when the door opened. Elizabeth Reardon did not look so cheerful.
Hello, Johnny.
Hello, Mrs. Reardon. Didn't expect to find you here.
No, I suppose not. I never expected to see you again.
Elizabeth, I have something to tell you.
Don't tell me now, Johnny.
It's about your husband.
All right.
I want to tell Mr. Bryan, too.
He's upstairs in his study.
Oh, wait. Look, I've done what I thought best about all this, and I'm trying to do what's best now.
It doesn't make any difference, Johnny. I'm a married woman again.
Huh?
Yes. Hugh and I were married this morning. Excuse me.
I walked in and watched John Reardon's widow, alias Frank Bowers' widow, now Hugh Bryan's bride, disappear up a column stairway. The news that she had married Hugh Bryan cleared up some of the small doubts in my mind. When Bryan came back down the stairs with her, he looked anything but the happy bridegroom.
Hello, Dollar. You're a late caller.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Congratulations.
Thank you. How did you come out in Denver? Everything okay?
No, everything's not okay.
Well, what's the matter?
Do I have to tell you?
I'll run along upstairs, Hugh. It's getting terribly late.
All right, dear.
Good night, Mr. Dollar.
Good night, Mrs. Bryan. There'll be some men out to see you pretty soon, Bryan. Policemen.
Oh. Liz,
Yes, dear.
I think you'll be interested in what Mr. Dollar has to say.
What? I don't understand, Hugh.
I wasn't in Philadelphia yesterday, Liz. I was in Denver, Colorado.
What?
I flew there to see John. He's been alive and living there all this time.
Hugh.
I'm sorry. This is only for her benefit, Dollar. I'll tell it just once. When it gets into court, it'll be different.
How did it happen, Bryan? John Reardon didn't die on that boat.
No. He was picked up in the bay by a fishing boat on its way to Florida. They didn't have a radio on the fishing boat. The first port they came to was Charleston. John phoned me from there and told me all about it. Now, this was 10 days after we all thought he was dead. That part was all accident.
Sure.
The rest of it was a little different. Liz, it was his idea. You've got to believe that.
What was his idea?
Not showing up ever again. Letting everyone think he was really dead. Making you a widow.
I don't believe it.
He hated his life here. Yes, everything about it. He was in debt right up to his ears. Of course, there was your money, but I flew down to Charleston to talk to him. He was like a crazy man, kept saying there was a way out. I didn't know what he meant at first. Then he came right out and said it was his chance to get away from all the things he hated. He knew how I felt about you then, how I feel about you now. He said I could have you for a price.
What was the price? Those checks he got every week from a New York bonding concern?
Yes.
What did they come to?
$25,000 a year, regular weekly payments. I could afford it. I could afford anything for you, Liz.
Did he come right out and tell you he hated me?
He just said he wanted to get away from everything. It went that way for 5 years. I believe I asked you to marry me every 6 months.
Yes.
But that didn't work out either. And then, one day, along came Johnny Dollar. How does it feel to be so efficient, Mr. Dollar?
We don't have to go into that, do we?
No.
I'll admit you did everything to throw me off. And it threw me off. Especially the fingerprints you provided.
Didn't John Reardon insist his name was Frank Bowers and do everything he could to make you believe that was true?
He did too much to make me think it was true.
Where is he now? Where's John?
He's dead, Mrs. Bryan.
Oh.
Truly dead now. He was shot to death last night by Mr. Bryan. Mr. Bryan also shot a friend of mine, didn't you, Bryan?
Yes. John got scared, called me, said he was going to tell everything to Dollar, blow the whole thing.
Hugh.
All I wanted out of this was you, Liz. He didn't want you. I did. Last week you decided to marry me. It took you 5 years to do that. And it took him one afternoon to decide he was going to come back to you.
The proof that John Reardon's widow is guilty or not guilty of a fraudulent insurance claim is a matter for Eastern Fidelity to decide. The matter of Hugh Bryan and 2 murders is a matter for the courts. Expense account item 17, same as item 1, expenses from Baltimore to Hartford. Item 18, $89 even, car rentals, miscellaneous, etc. Expense account total, $1,124.98. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Remember, please, there'll be a new exciting story on Johnny Dollar beginning next Monday.
Next week, a quiet, sleepy little town in Mexico and a beautiful senorita that, well, things didn't stay quiet and sleepy for long. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by John Dawson, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in this week's cast were Gene Bates, D.J. Thompson, Hy Averback, Will Wright, John Daner, Tony Barrett, Paul Dubov, and Forrest Lewis. Be sure to join us on Monday night, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
Welcome back. This script was based on the Walter Patterson matter. It was actually one of the very first John Lunn episodes of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar, which was broadcast back on December 26th of 1952. We played it for you on November 4th of 2011. There are still some issues with the plot, maybe a little over melodramatic, but we had a pretty good investigation along the way. I also think we heard Paul Dubov, who of course is the current Frank Race. It doesn't say which part he played, but I think he played Johnny's friend who died in the course of the investigation. All right, well, listener comments and feedback, and we begin with Timothy, who writes in, as always, keep up the terrific work. I have a couple comments about the new 5-part Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar. First, I tend to agree with earlier comments that Bob Bailey isn't really any better than earlier Johnny Dollar actors. In fact, if I were to rank them, Edmund O'Brien and John Lunn would come in first and second for me. It is possible that the extra time available in the 5-part episodes allowed for more character development, and therefore folks would better understand the character. If John Lunn or another actor had been in the 5-parters, he might have been more well-liked. Well, there's something to what you're saying. I wouldn't agree with it in total, but I will say that oftentimes we associate the Johnny Dollar programs with the actor who played the lead. These are the Bob Bailey Johnny Dollar episodes. In reality, they're also the Jack Johnstone episodes. And most of them, not all, but a great deal of these, best of these 1950s to 1960s Johnny Dollars were Virginia Gregg episodes, where she, particularly in these 5-parters, showed a great deal of vocal dexterity. She wasn't in this week's show, but she is in next week. She'll be back, and then a couple of weeks after that, she'll be back again. And she had a great deal of availability with the coming of television. Her radio schedule a little less crowded. And let's not forget the music. That was also a key part of it. But that said, it was not just a slam dunk to make 50-minute programs work. As I mentioned before, CBS had tried several shows in this for 15 minutes, and it really hadn't worked out, hadn't held the audience's attention, because you needed to draw people in, give them something to tune in to night after night, and really get some solid ratings to keep this up. Mr. and Mrs. North couldn't do it. Mr. Keen, Tracer of Lost Persons, couldn't do it. And Gerald Moore as Johnny Dollar and Jack Moyles as Rocky Fortune couldn't make it past the audition stage in the mid-50s to get this 15-minute-a-night slot on CBS. So I wouldn't say it would be a slam dunk for them to be popular or even to make it. And if you recall, John Lunn actually did audition for a 15-minute program before they ended up opting to do the half-hour show. Plus, Bailey's popularity outlasted the 15-minute format, which only went for a year. And then he had 4 years of playing Johnny Dollar in 30-minute episodes. But I do think O'Brien and certainly Lund are underrated, so I was glad to bring them to you. He goes on to say, secondly, I tend to prefer listening to the whole story at once, or as close as possible. I've a 30-minute or so commute into work, which makes it ideal for listening to great detectives. I've decided to save the Johnny Dollar episode parts to listen to on Monday, part 1 and 2, going to work, and 3 and 4, returning home, and Tuesday, part 5. I'd appreciate it if you would take the fifth part to be first in the podcast, so I could hear the conclusion of Johnny Dollar before going to another show. This would also allow folks not to listen to the other show if they weren't interested in it. Thanks again for all your excellent work. Well, I appreciate the viewpoint, and I'll listen to listeners on that. The reason I've kind of opted to do it this way is I don't really want any part of the show to be anticlimax. And because on Friday we're going to be wrapping up a Johnny Dollar program, starting a new episode of another series, or in this case, we've got the middle part of another series, just isn't going to work well. Plus, I tend to like to talk right after the Johnny Dollar episodes completed and offer my thoughts on the week's past story. And then to, after lengthy closing commentary, or, in this case, responding to listener comments regarding Johnny Dollar, it just wouldn't flow as well. But, if listeners want it, I am, willing to consider different ways. And there are a few weeks where I will give it a try at least with having the Johnny Dollar first. But thanks again. As always, Tim always sends along some great comments, and truly appreciate it. And Gives me a chance to exercise both my mind and my voice, and appreciate his comments and support. We also have a comment over on Facebook. Alana asked, where did you get your intro music? Is it from a show or is it an original composition? It is actually a part of the end music from Pat Novak for Hire, which was one of the first shows we did on the program. And I just love the end music. I think it was actually something from the Armed Forces radio service. So, yeah, that was the source, and thanks so much for the question. And I have a new review of the iPhone app over in the iTunes store. Lindsay T.S. writes, first rate all the way. So glad I found this app. Thanks. Well, thank you so much, Lindsay. And that will actually wrap up today's episode. We will be back tomorrow with the lineup, and then join us back here on Monday. We'll start it all over again with another great episode of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Well, before we do get started, I do want to encourage you to enjoy the fine audiobooks I'm posting on Audible and also in the iTunes store. We have All I Needed to Know I Learned from Columbo. Great for those of you who've been curious about the book, but just don't have an ebook reader. You can download it right to your MP3 player. Also my novel, Tales of the Dim Night, as well as the sequel novellas, Powerhouse Flies Again and Rise of the Robo-Lawyers are available, as is a little humorous digital short, Your Average Ordinary Alien. So we've got quite a bit on Audible and iTunes, and you can check that out. Also over at greatdetectives.net on Saturday, we'll be posting our review of an old-time radio program called Green Valley Line. And then on Sunday, my countdown of radio's most essential people continues with number 3 on the list. And you can also subscribe to these articles and have them sent right to your iPod. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into today's episode of the lineup. This one's from June 19th, 1951, and the title is Lieutenant Guthrie Kidnapped.
Ladies and gentlemen, we take you now behind the scenes of a police headquarters in a great American city, where under the cold, glaring lights will pass before us the innocent, the vagrant, the thief, the murderer. This is The Lineup. Your man's in the front row, in the middle there.
Thanks. Big line?
Yeah, about 22.
I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Martin.
Oh, hello, Lieutenant. How are you?
Just fine. Been here long?
Not long, no. Do you think you've got any of the men?
No way of being sure until you point them out. We picked up 3 or 4 on suspicion, past records and close to your description.
May I have your attention, please? You people out there on the other side of the wire in the audience room, may I have your attention, please? Thank you. My name is Greb, Sergeant Matt Greb. I'll explain the lineup to you. Each of the suspects you will see will be numbered. I'll call off a number, their name and charge. At the end of each line, when I ask for questions or identifications, call out the number. Please be prompt with your questions or identifications. When the prisoners leave here, they are sent to the washroom and dressed back into their jail clothes. It makes it quite difficult to bring them back after they leave here. The questions I ask these suspects are merely to get an actual tone of voice, so do not pay too much attention to their answers, as they often lie. Bring on the line. All right, boys, keep it moving. Right over here to the end of the stage. Now turn face front, hands to your side. When I call out your name and number, step out, face the room, talk up so everybody can hear you. All right, number 1, Louis Foster, robbery. Where do you live, Louis?
108.5 North Lincoln Boulevard.
What's your business?
Caddy.
You drive a cab?
I used to.
How long ago did you used to?
I used to a year ago. I got canned. I can't jockey tabs no more. Lousy company blackballed me.
You own a car?
No, sir.
Any weapons on you when you were arrested?
No, sir.
Anybody with you?
Yeah. Guy named Bernie or something.
Bernie what?
Bernie, I'm not even sure of that. Don't know his last name. He's standing right back there.
Bernie King, number 4. How long you known him?
I met him 3-4 days. In a bar. We got drinking, and that's when we cooked up the job.
Okay, step back. Number 2, William Small, assault. Where do you live, Bill?
333 South 103rd Street.
What's your business?
Bartender.
Where do you work?
The Domino over on Jefferson. 46 West.
You beat up a customer pretty bad.
Yeah, he got out of line. I asked him to shut up. He don't shut up. I take it for about an hour, then I don't take it no more.
You ask him to leave?
Sure, like always. Guys gets tanked up. First I ask him to leave. I'm pretty big. Usually they don't give me no lip. This guy, he's pretty big too.
He didn't want to leave?
Nah. He gets very insulted. Starts calling me names he ain't gotten around to until then. I try to hustle him. Gentle, but I mean it, see? He don't hustle. Instead, he clobbers me one with his elbow. Right in the kisser, he clobbers me. So what else? I go to work. I rough him up good. I'm mad now, see? I really rough him up.
You hit him with the table?
Well, he had a bar stool. I had to hit him with something or he brains me for keeps.
Okay, step back.
Sure. Assault, yeah. He don't get nothing, huh?
Just a concussion. Number 3, Homer Miller, robbery.
Any of the men up there?
Where do you live, Homer?
No.
349 South L. What's your business?
I ain't been working lately. I used to be a steeplejack.
How long have you lived here?
6-7 years. I come from Detroit.
Hi, boy.
No, man.
That coffee hot?
Yeah.
Martin didn't make an identification, huh?
He's down looking at the mug file again. Here.
Thanks. Well, you'd sure think with 4 men to find, he ought to be able to spot one of them.
I don't know. Maybe they haven't got any records.
They were pretty professional about it. We didn't even get a print.
Yeah. Yeah, but look at the M.O. 4 guys go into a theater, stick it up. 1 lookout. The other 3 guys go up to the manager's office. Well, we've had theater hold up, sure, but not 4 guys working like this.
Young guys.
Yeah, Martin says the 3 who came into his office couldn't have been over 22 or 3. And nobody in our files even comes close to the descriptions.
Out of town?
Maybe. Maybe their first job. They acted like cowboys and Indians. Martin says he thought they were kidding until he saw the guns.
Well, what have you done?
Staked out the theaters. Guthrie. Yeah? Yeah? The Lincoln? Okay. Let's go. Those 4 guys just held up the Lincoln Theater. Fitch was on stakeout, tried to stop him.
Tried?
He downed 1, but got shot up doing it. He's on the way to the hospital.
How bad?
Pretty bad.
No report yet. He's in the operating room.
Who's the doctor?
Gerson. Fitch caught one in the chest and one in the right leg.
Family been...
Yeah, they're in this room.
What about the other one?
No identification on him. Before he passed out, he said his name was Martinelli. Fitch really blew him up. Slug went in the right hand, up the arm, right through his body. Funny, huh? Up the arm like that, right through. Oh, here's Dr. Lundigan. He operated on Martinelli.
Gentlemen, I suppose you're the police. That's right, Doctor. I'm Lieutenant Guthrie. This is Sergeant Graham.
Howdy, Doctor.
How do you do? How's Martinelli?
I can't say just yet. He hasn't regained consciousness since we removed the bullet.
We were hoping to question him.
Well, you can wait in the room if you like.
Thanks.
It's 304 right there.
Well, let's go in.
Well, I just came from the theater. The cashier...
come on in the room and tell me, huh? We're police, nurse. Dr. Lundigan said we could wait in here.
Well, all right, if he said so. I'll get another chair.
Thanks.
Please try to talk quietly.
Okay.
He's working pretty hard at it.
Yeah. What do you got, Klein?
Now, the cashier at the theater saw the car, and all she knew was it's blue sedan.
Not much, but I put on an APB and descriptions tell it all the way around. Has to be the same bunch. How's Fitch? He's still out, too. You want me to stick around? Yeah, for a while. Why, you got a date? No, I got nothing to do.
Here you are. I'd better call a doctor. Ask Dr. Lundigan to come to 304.
That's that, huh?
Yes.
Corin, stay and get fingerprints on him. If anything comes up, you can get me at home. Let's go, man.
Looking good.
Oh, not bad for just Sunday labor. Well, night. I'll see you in the morning.
Want me to pick you up?
No, I want to leave the car to be serviced. Say hello to Molly.
Right. Night.
Night.
Yeah. Johnny, douse these lights. Get the car started. Come on. Let's get him out of here.
Heavy, ain't he? There's a new Dollar Day on CBS. Mystery fans know that can mean only one thing. Edmund O'Brien as yours truly, Johnny Dollar. The insurance sleuth with a dynamite-loaded expense account, formerly heard Saturdays, now will be heard Wednesday nights on most of these same CBS stations. Johnny Dollar celebrates his move tomorrow night by solving the Malcolm Wish matter, a startling disappearance case.
See nobody. Okay, drag him out. Hey, Miss, nobody ever kidnapped no cop before.
All right. Get him down the chute.
Okay. Where do you want him?
Just dump him.
Right. He's coming around.
Give him time. Sapped him pretty good. Go ditch that car.
Yeah.
Don't feel so good, huh, Cop?
You want I should get some water or something and dump it on him?
Or you should just go sit down and shut your face. I'll take care of the cop.
Okay. Big deal.
How about it, Cop? Feel like sitting up? Oh, sure, you can sit up, so sit up.
You don't look so good. You messed him up.
You needed messing. Come on, Cop. Take it easy.
What?
Wake up.
Okay.
I'll sit there.
What's going on? You got bean.
No.
You got bean good.
Shut up.
Okay.
Here, Cop. Have a drink of water.
No, thanks.
You should have. Now you got yourself all wet.
You punk. Who do you think you're talking to?
You I'm talking to. Any way I want it.
He just don't get it. Big, stupid cop. Just don't get it.
Like to know about it, big, stupid cop? Want to know why you got your skull split, huh?
Who are you?
Martinelli.
Oh.
Tony Martinelli. One of your stinking cops shot my brother. You get it now?
Yeah.
Anybody ever kidnapped a cop before, huh? Anybody ever kidnapped a lieutenant, a big, dumb lieutenant, huh?
You gotta learn to answer when I ask you something. That theater job, your first stick-up, Tony? What makes you think so? Because you pulled another one 3 days later. So what? Amateur. Smart hood would figure we'd stake out the theaters. I'm not smart, huh? Not a bit. Smart enough to get 3,000. I told you to kick your face shut. All right. Car stitch. Hey, he's with us, huh? The boys are making a big mistake. Tell us how we're making a big mistake, huh? None of us got records in this town. Who's gonna find us? They'll find you. Know the penalty for kidnapping in this state? They ain't gonna find us, cop. My brother ain't gonna say nothing. And if we got you along, even if they do find us, they ain't gonna do nothing. I'm getting hungry. I'll go out and get some sandwiches. Okay, what do you want? Hey, a liverwurst. Just get some. Step on it. Okay. Yeah, how about the copper? Oh, he ain't hungry. Get me some hamburgers. Okay. You know what we're gonna do, Lieutenant? What? We're gonna wait right here to see if my brother's gonna be all right. Then we're leaving the state. You're gonna be sitting right in the front seat. All the way. What if your brother doesn't get all right? You still sit in the front seat. Until we get clear.
Well, swipe me some. What'd you find out on Martinelli?
Here. Oh, thanks. We ran down the fingerprints. Got him through the Army. Full name, Giulio Martinelli, 26 years old, born in this country, Detroit. Don't know how long he's lived here, no record at all.
What's Detroit say?
I'm waiting on it now. Just heard from the Army an hour ago. He's got a brother, Tony Martinelli. Family deceased.
What kind of an Army record does he have?
Lousy. Both he and his brother were always in trouble. No overseas duty, stationed in California.
I wonder where Ben is.
Oh, you supposed to pick him up?
No. No, he's probably still having his car serviced.
Here's the report from Detroit. Both the Martinellis have records. Minor offenses, but habitual. Both served small-time raps a dozen times.
Any report on the blue sedan?
No, and here's something else. Detroit sent back these covering the descriptions of the other two guys with the Martinellis. Martinelli's brother, Tony's, cinched to be the guy who ran the stick-ups, and these two guys have been picked up with him a couple of times.
Luke Johnson, Charlie Rinn.
Yeah, according to their records, they never pulled off anything this big, just petty stuff in the past.
Well, you better have these circulated.
Right. And where's Ben?
I don't know. He sure is late.
Pictures on the front page. We better get out of here. What's the matter? Those rotters. You kid? Yeah.
Cop?
Yeah.
Julie's dead.
Yeah.
Died last night, 9 o'clock, before we got you. You know it, huh?
Uh-huh.
You know what happens to you, cop? You know, don't you, cop? You know what I'm gonna do to you.
Tony, look, we're in it up to here now. You can't...
Shut up. Yeah, but they know who... So what if they know? This big dumb cop is gonna get us out? And I'm gonna blow his brains out. Tony, you're still running this thing. You're gonna do what I tell you to do. We stay right here tonight. You wanna get out of this?
We're killing the cop.
You know what I was planning.
They know who we are.
I'll kill him. After we get clear, I'll kill him. You don't have to do nothing to do it. I'll kill them all by myself, and I love it. Here it comes. I'm gonna love every minute of it.
sent cargo over. Here it's 3:30 and no word yet. Ben's never stayed away without at least checking in. He didn't even go into the garage.
Check the hospital.
Oh, we would have gotten some word by now. I covered the morgue.
Oh, nothing like that.
Well, how do you know? I at least got a... Grab. What's the address? Okay. Asher thinks maybe he's got an identification on one of the men. Cafe down on River Street, 105 East.
You want me to come along?
No. No, you'd better stay here until Carter checks in about Ben. Let me know as soon as you hear anything, huh?
How do you do?
How are you, Mr. Forline?
He identified this one, Luke Johnston.
Positive?
He's pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure. This guy in the picture come in this morning and got some sandwiches.
To take out?
To take out, yeah. Liverwurst and 6 hamburgers. I remember because I ain't had too many customers today.
You notice whether he was in a car or not?
Oh, no. Well, I mean, I noticed. I seen him walk away across the street that way. You see, we stay open all night, and he was my first customer. He walked that way right down there. See, what's he doing? Is he a killer, maybe?
The river's down that way.
Oh, sure. Probably lived down there by it. He kind of looked funny. I thought he looked funny when he first came in, like he was a gangster, maybe.
Looks just like a kid in this picture.
Oh, sure, yeah. He's young. He's about my boy's age, maybe, but... Oh, look tough and shifty. Oh, you know the type. He got coffee and sandwiches.
Where's your phone?
It's right there. It's a nickel. I'm sorry. Oh, he got his nickel back. How do you like that?
Professional secret.
This is Greb. Let me talk to Waldo. Hello, Captain. We got an identification on Luke Johnson. I'll need every available man to cover this area, at least 15. It's my guess Johnson is holed up somewhere within walking distance of the river. Yes, sir. I'll keep in touch. Yeah, I know. Okay. Oh, the address is 105 East River. Right. Asher, you work with me. Right.
There's something big, those guys that stuck up the theaters? Yeah, I read about that.
Well, thank you for your help, Mr. Froline.
4-line. Like on a golf course. 4.
Tony?
All right.
Which way's the car? In the alley behind the charter house. Look, Tony, do we have to take this guy along? Can't you knock him off here?
You knucklehead, he's insurance. Come on, Lieutenant, on your feet. Move.
Tony, don't hit no more. We'll have to carry him again.
Go out the back way. So help me, cop, one fancy move and I'll blow you apart.
Hey, Lieutenant, you look awful.
Thanks. Get up.
We only got about a half a tank of gas, Tony.
That'll get us to the state line and more.
We should have brought some food if we ain't going to stop, Tony. There's your car.
Hold it. I thought I saw something move.
Oh, Barry! Get to it! There you hit?
No. Where'd he go?
There he is. In between those buildings. We'll get him. Hey, come back here.
Luke. He's lying back there next to Charlie, tough boy. Now, come here.
I got no gun. Don't shoot. I got no gun.
I know you haven't, Tony.
He can't get away, Ben. Go back to the car. He's calling.
He sure is. All right, Tony, come on out.
Okay, come on. Don't shoot.
I don't have a gun, Tony. Come here.
All right. Take it easy now, Lieutenant.
Come here.
I got no gun. You win, Frank. You win. Take it easy, huh? Do it.
Ben, get up, Tony. Please, get up. Come on, get up. I don't think he's going to, Ben. Wouldn't you know it? I'd like to beat that. Take it easy, boy. Well, that's what happens when you lose your temper.
should have saved the Sunday punch for last.
The lineup, where before you pass the innocent, the vagrant, the thief, the murderer. Listen again next week when we again bring you The Lineup.
May I have your attention, please? You people out there on the other side of the wire in the audience room, may I have your attention, please? Thank you. My name is Greb. Sergeant Matt Greb. I'll explain the lineup to you. Each of the suspects you will see will be numbered. I'll call out the number, their name, and charge. At the end of each line, when I ask for questions or identifications, call out the number. Please be prompt with your questions or identifications.
The Lineup, starring Bill Johnstone as Lieutenant Ben Guthrie and Wally Mayer as Sergeant Matt Greb, is written by Blake Edwards and Dick Klein with music by Eddie Dunstetter. Featured in tonight's cast were Hy Everback, Tony Barrett, Dick Ryan, Ted DeCorsia, Peter Leeds, Virginia Gregg, Howard McNear, and Clayton Post. The Lineup is produced and directed in Hollywood by Jaime Del Valle. Syncopation are the main elements of tomorrow night's Bing Crosby show over most of these same CBS stations. And no wonder the groaner himself vocalizes and informalizes. And Bing's guests include Tommy Dorsey with some fancy licks on his slide trombone, hot violinist Joe Venuti, and that equally torrid songbird Teresa Brewer. Tomorrow night on the Bing Crosby Show. Speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Welcome back. Well, an interesting situation with our protagonist, detective getting kidnapped. It doesn't happen all the time. On procedural shows, in terms of getting actually kidnapped, I never recalled happening on Dragnet. It did happen a few times on Adam 12. Of course, the reaction by Guthrie would probably not be considered according to Hoyle today in terms of violation of the rule. And maybe not professional, but it was dramatic. And that's got to count for something. All right, well, listener comments and feedback. And Will Da Beast, Da8 East, excuse me, comments on Twitter. From Radio Detective app I found, check out episode 0920, The Lineup, The Silver Swan Case. Thanks so much. I appreciate everybody who shares the show with their friends via Twitter and Facebook. Really does help the show grow. Finally, we have this review of the iTunes app. I began listening with when Dragnet with Adam was before he started the apps. I have other OTR apps, but there's something about this quirky guy that keeps me coming back. Thanks, Adam. You've enhanced the pleasure of old-time radio. Given how enjoyable that is, that's a high compliment indeed. All right, well, that'll do it for this week. Join us back here on Monday when we will begin a new Yours Truly Johnny Dollar adventure. And then join us back here on Saturday for the lineup. In the meanwhile, send your comments to box13 at greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives. And be sure and fill out our listener survey, survey.greatdetectives.net. But from Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham, signing off.